You've been to the French Open final. Your breakthrough, at least standout result at the beginning of your career, was on grass against Venus. You've been very solid on the hard courts. Is there a slam in particular that you go, I think that's, if I'm going to get one, the first one might come here, there, or where?
Well, I don't know. I mean, everyone, I'm like, I think this is the first one, so I don't know. I mean, obviously now going to the French, I do have a lot of confidence on this surface, but I'm not really thinking about that. I feel like, in the past I was, and it gave me some, defeats that I feel like I shouldn't have lost, maybe more so my head. So going in now, I mean, I feel like, everyone could be the one, but I think I have to just take it a match at a time and just feel it out and enjoy it. I think when you focus too much on the destination, you don't enjoy the journey there. So now I want to focus more on the journey, and if the destination gets there, that's great.
Coming to you every evening, night, day, depending on where you are in the world, will be The Last Ball Drops. This will be a show on talking tennis as soon as that ball drops on the last match of the day, morning, afternoon, evening, or night at Roland Garros, probably on Philippe Chatrier. We will go live with a review of the day's play. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell. That way, as soon as we go live, you'll get the notification, you can come and join us, and you'll get to hear the thoughts of people such as Mario, Damien, Jack, Nick, many more, maybe even me from time to time. You know the drill. Make sure you subscribe. See you soon. Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe, and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks, including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered. Whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon, or Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis. You've been to the French Open final. Your breakthrough, at least standout result at the beginning of your career, was on grass against Venus. You've been very solid on the hard courts. Is there a slam in particular that you go, I think that's, if I'm going to get one, the first one might come here, there, or where?
Well, I don't know. I mean, everyone, I'm like, I think this is the first one. So I don't know. I mean, obviously now going to the French, I do have a lot of confidence on the surface. But I'm not really thinking about that. I feel like, in the past I was, and gave me some like defeats that I feel like I shouldn't have lost, maybe more so my head. So going in now, I mean, I feel like, everyone could be the one, but I think I have to just take it a match at a time and just feel it out and enjoy it. I think when you focus too much on the destination, you don't enjoy the journey there. So now I want to focus more on the journey, and if the destination gets there, that's great.
If there's one match from Rafa's story where you think that was a missed opportunity, there was a big chance there.
I have matches,
Two.
or three in Australian Open. No more. We lose the opportunity in Wimbledon against Djokovic in semi-final.
2018.
Then we lose the opportunity, more important because that was semi-final. We lose the opportunity in Australian Open. In the Australian Open 2014, 2012, and 2017.
Yeah.
In 14 because he has an injury against Babrinka that before he had never lose against him. Then with Djokovic and Federer, he had breakup in the fifth.
Yeah.
And 40-30 or 30-50, I don't remember well. It was a ball very close, goes. But this is what happened. There was in Roland Garros 2009. Of course, he I am sure that he won. He will he won this tournament when he has no problems in his knee, because at this moment he was the best. He won Australian Open, then he won the tournaments on clay, and he arrived with problems in Roland Garros. For this reason, in my opinion, he lose. But there are others time that maybe he has to lose and he won.
Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe, and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered, whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon or Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Ready? Play.
Good afternoon, everybody. I've joined you a little bit earlier than anticipated because of the nature of this Sabot Wild match. I hope I'm coming through loud and clear. Your money's on an Alcaraz Medvedev final. It's not looking so great right now. I think, well, give it another 5 minutes. It might take a real shot to the arm. But what has taken a real shot is the forehand of Sabot Wild today, which has been insane. Let's see how he's on this smash. I'm not going to need it. I was a bit worried for him as well with that drop shot earlier. But listen, let me confess. Medvedev breaks in the first game. And guess what I do? I go, okay, I'm going to switch over. So I went over to Zverev against Wild. Then I got a notification on my phone saying, wow, world number 2 drops first set. And I'm thinking, world number 2? What? Oh, so I switch over and I realize that Medi has actually lost that first set and ceded that break advantage, of course, that he had at the beginning of the match. I then begin watching from that moment onwards. And I tell you what, if this is the level that he's been producing since that first game, then it's hardly a surprise that Medvedev is in trouble, let's say. But that drop shot doesn't work. And Medvedev has a mini break advantage in this tiebreak. So, 2-1 Medvedev leads. I will be sharing the score with you on the screen shortly. Do not panic. Good serve here from Medvedev. Put himself in charge of the point. He should have this one done. Not quite. Oh! Forehand. Oh, my goodness. Backhand now, Wild. Comes into the net. It's a tricky smash. He's not put it away. Medvedev is still in the rally. My goodness me. I tell you what a forehand, though. Oh, what a point. If there has been a better point this week so far, then show me. I have not seen it. Boy, oh boy. 2-2. 2-2, ladies and gentlemen. Now he's back in a spot of bother. Good first serve there from Medvedev, though, and he wins the point, 3-2. Daniel Medvedev. Let's share that score on the screen for you as promised. Okay, goes down the T with the serve, but it's not in. So, Sabot Wild, 2-3. Fingers crossed I'm saying his name correctly. Backhand return, this time from Medvedev. Forehand Medvedev. Forehand Wild, which has been so solid today. Good defense, though, from Medi. Not enough. 3-3, ladies and gentlemen. As soon as Rune gets underway, by the way, I'll be all over that one as well. Let's have a look at how Zverev is getting on. Last I saw, they were on serve in the second set, and Zverev has won 2 tie breaks there, and he's serving for the match. So that'll be done pretty shortly. And then Holger Rune and Christopher Eubanks will be taking the court. Back here on Simone Mathieu, it is 6 games all, 3 points all. I saw Harris getting a bit of treatment at one point. I don't know if that means that he was hurt. Backhand return from Medi. Backhand Medi. Forehand Sabot Wild. Backhand. 3 points all still. This is tense moments here. Some pretty cautious forehands here from Sabot-Wild. Is Medvedev going to punish him? No, he's not. 4-3. Sabot-Wild on the serve now of Medvedev. So I should say 3-4. I had Medvedev, by the way, going out to Sinner in the quarterfinals. I guess that also doesn't look great right now, but, you know. Okay, Medvedev, good serve, Medvedev. 4-all, it seems. Or did that land out? It seems like it didn't. No, so that's good for Medvedev. 4 points all. Ladies and gentlemen, 4 points all. Who's your favorite in this set right now? First serve still. I think that one just clipped the net and landed in. Four points all here on the Medi serve. Where are you going with this one? 2 hours, 5 minutes on the clock. Down the tee. Decent backhand return. And Medvedev has gone long with the forehand. That must have been close. But no cigar. 5-4 with a mini break advantage. But now comes the real pressure. Okay, it was a bit further out than I realized. But now comes the real pressure because it's really tricky eking out this advantage. But now you've got to take advantage of the advantage. Yeah, Matthew, I think that seems fair. Backhand return from Medi in that incredibly deep position of his. Forehand Sabot-Wild. Can he maintain it? Goes for the drop shot, 6-4. His nerve and his drop shot, incredible. As smooth as the moustache atop his lip. 6-4, Sabot-Wild. I think you're right, Matthew. I can't believe I switched over after that break at the beginning of the first set. Goes down the tee, backhand return. Forehand now. Backhand. Oh, the forehand is long. The forehand is long, ceding the mini break advantage. It's still set point. He shakes his head because that was a huge chance to go 2 sets to love up against the Rome Open winner. Medvedev, 5-6. Can he get his first serve in? Yes, he can. Backhand return. Good depth, though, on the return. Okay, they're into the rally now. Backhand Medvedev. Backhand goes aggressive there, Sabot-Wild. Of course he's going aggressive, but it's not put him in charge of the point. They're exchanging forehands right now. Low depth over the net there from Medvedev. Is Medvedev in charge at this point? Not yet. Backhand to backhand to backhand to backhand. Yes, you guessed it, ladies and gentlemen. Good depth there, though, from Wild. Oh, he's gone too long, though, on the next chance. Also on the forehand. 6-all. Not yet, Matthew. Not yet, Dortmund-style choke. That's all I'll say. It's 6 points all. Zverev has match point, by the way. 6 points all in the tie break. It's not quite Dortmund style yet. And by the way, I think Dortmund style would be like, well, that would be kind of like Medvedev in the Australian Open final of 2022, if that was a choke. But you know what I mean in terms of the advantage, just because they'd got all the way to the line after 9 months. Medvedev was, of course, 5 hours down the line, if you like, or at least the match went 5 hours. Okay, back to the present, which is 30th of May, 2022. 6 points all in this tiebreak. Medvedev goes down the tee, backhand return. Good clearance over the net there. Good drop shot from Medvedev. Puts him... Oh, a double drop shot. Oh, what a lob from Medvedev. Forehand. Goes long from Wild, and it's set point for Medvedev. These points, by the way. I tell you what. Ooh, the level, ladies and gentlemen. The level. Okay, so it's set point Medvedev now. Sabot Wild had 2 set points, including one on his own serve, including a particularly comfortable forehand for him, but he put it long. Okay, 6-7, not done yet. Good first serve there from Sabot Wild. Now he's got a really easy forehand, but he's not going to put it away. Medvedev goes for the lob. Oh, no! The lob wasn't good enough, but the smash was even worse from Sabot Wild. Medvedev does a little twirl, a twirl of relief, I suggest. It is 1 set all. He gesticulates to the crowd to give him a little bit of a cheer. But anyway, can Sabot Wild regather his composure, which he had until 6-4 in the tiebreak? No. I'm just watching a replay of that. Oh, dear. Okay, time for a very, very short break. Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe, and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks, including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material, such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered, whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon, or Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis. All things tennis, ladies and gentlemen. I wonder what Sabot Wild is thinking to himself right now after that smash that he couldn't put away. 1 set all. It should still be all to play for, but what a momentum swing that could potentially be towards Medvedev. Let me know in the live chat what you think about that. Make sure you tune in, by the way, tonight for the last ball drops with Jakub and Jack. I'll be bringing you their thoughts on the day's play. Yeah, indeed. If I actually quite like what you said, Matthew. Exactly. If he maintains this level, he wins the match. The only difference is he's now got to do it for another 3 sets, whereas potentially, or another 2 sets, sorry. Whereas potentially he only has to do it for 1 more set. So if we put this in a time frame, 45 more minutes of very, very good tennis from Sabot Wild, and he was through. Now he's got to do it for probably at least an hour and a half. Makes it more difficult, of course. But yeah. Let's see. I guess most of us, though, will be going for Medi right now, bearing in mind how that tiebreak panned out. But listen, a hold of serve and a quick break, boom, boom, boom. Oh, though, what about that forehand he's just put into the net? The mental toughness required to get over this. It's tough. It's tough, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so double faults now is at 2 for Sabot Wild. He's just committed his second double fault of the match. What a time to do it. There is a sense of the cloud hanging over Sabot Wild that was hanging over Daniel Medvedev until about 5 minutes ago. How quickly the clouds can change in tennis. Forehand Sabot Wild, which has been his saving grace all day. Good defense, though, from Medi. Medi's defense, boy, oh boy. And as a result, it brings up the frustration in his opponent. And it's love 40 on the Sabot Wild serve. Deep breath, my friend. Deep breath required here. Clips the net on the first serve. So it's still going to be a first serve. Goes down the tee, but he's got it long. So it's going to be a second serve for Medvedev to look at. Backhand return from Medi is pretty good. Good backhand there, though, from Sabot Wild. Forces the error from Medvedev. 15-40. Still huge amounts of pressure. JJ Wolf, of course, out in 5 sets earlier to Yoshihito Nishioka. Okay, forehand Medvedev. Good depth on that one for Medi. Backhand Medvedev. It looks like he's ramping up the pressure, certainly. Backhand to... Oh, no. Backhand in the net from Wild. Backhand in the net from Wild. And it's the early break of serve for Daniel Medvedev. He'd only breaken his opponent once in the entire match, in the first game of the match. And now, more than 2 hours later, he breaks his opponent for the second time, immediately after we saw a mini collapse from Wild in that tiebreak. To remind you, Wild had 6-4 in the tiebreak. Couple of unforced errors, one on the forehand, which you would expect him to put away with a short shot from Medvedev, goes long on one of those set points. Then when Medvedev had a set point, he had a smash that I'm telling you, he puts away in his sleep. And yet, unfortunately, he wasn't able to do on Philippe Chatrier this afternoon when the pressure was on. Anyway, mathematically, this is still very much in the balance. But what a momentum shift we have seen in the last few minutes. Forehand return from Wild. Maybe now is the time he can just finally relax. Although he puts that backhand long. 15 love, Daniel Medvedev. Hi, Jake. How you doing? Well, unfortunately, Matthew, that's sort of how it's panning out. Hi, Ghosty. Which tennis player are you referring to when you were talking about the Italians there, by the way? Oh, lovely a lovely forehand pass there from Sabot Wild. Now, that really needs to be the moment. Okay, there's been a couple of bad moments in this match, but it's a long, long, long way from being done. So, head down, back to how you were playing for the previous 2 hours. And if you play like that, I don't think even the world number 2 can live with you. Good serve there, though, from Medi. That's the thing now. If Medi just cranks up the pressure in terms of his serve. Okay, so I'm guessing that our friend... he's talking about Sonego, okay. Forehand Medvedev, forehand Wild, clips the net, stays in. Forehand Wild goes long. Forehand defensive slice from Wild as well. Oh, dear. What's that? How many points is that in a row that have gone the way of Medvedev? There were, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the tie break. 4, 8, 11. I think it's 11 from 13 points that gone the way of Medvedev. Now it's 12. 12 from 14 points, I think, if I've got my maths right, and often I don't have it right. But that's 12 at the last 14 points. And what we've seen with that run is Medvedev, after facing 2 set points, won the second set, saving his bacon. By the way, total points won right now, 97 each. How about that? But the crucial thing is that Medvedev has this break advantage in this third set. Backhand now for Medvedev. Backhand Sabot Wild. Backhand Medvedev. Backhand down the line. Does that clip the line? Does that clip the line? Yes, it does. Excellent backhand there. Oh, Barbora Krejcikova. No, I didn't. Let me have a quick look around the scores at the moment while this match sort of reaches a settling moment. Oh, Krejcikova. So Rybakina has just got underway. She's on serve. Okay, so Krejcikova's a breakdown in the first set. It's not quite as bad as I saw. By the way, how impressive was Ons Jabeur earlier? Boy, oh boy. Pulling out all the trademark flicks, drop shots, and excellent shots there. Forehand now from Medvedev. Forehand from Sabot Wild. I will be all over Holger Rune for those of you that are tuning in for his match with Christopher Eubanks. Don't worry. Let me just have a quick look. Have they even started Rune and Eubanks? Not started yet. So as soon as they get underway, I'll start to share my thoughts on that match as well. But for now, let's have a quick look around some of the matches. Let's share the talking-tennis.com website. Why not? Why not share that website? So, Bublik lost a set 6-love, I see, and is now into a 1-2 fifth set. Of course he is. Of course he is. How can he not be? So Bublik loses the first set 6-love and is now in the fifth set where they're on serve. Kecmanovic is serving for the match in the fifth set against Vavasori. I could see now why the drama was there, but so much drama in this Sabot Wild Medvedev match, by the way. And Wild has just held serve, so it's 1-2. Rune Eubanks yet to get underway, as I said. Sarundal Imuna to come. Rusevori is serving for the first set against Barrère. Zverev did close it out in straight sets over Harris, although I don't know how hampered Harris was from the end of that second set. I saw him having some treatment. So that is that. And Nishioka beating JJ Wolf in 5 sets. And JJ Wolf won the first 2 sets. So that'll be pretty painful for the American, but joyous for the Japanese. Molchan, straight sets win over Gaston. Purcell overcoming Thompson in 4 sets and in the All-Australian affair. Jarry threw in straight sets over Delian. Rude as well got things underway. I think that was that on Philippe Chatrier or was it on Mathieu? I'm not sure. Anyway, I saw bits of the first set, and once he took that first set and then a break advantage in the second. I switched my attention to Jabeur, I think it was. Tommy Paul also winning in straight sets as well. What about on the WTA side? Well, Rybakina and Fruhvirtova, they are on serve at the moment at 2-all, as are Burel and Sorribes Tormo, as are Chastea and Paolini. Krejcikova is serving to stay in the first set against the Ukrainian Surenko. So a spot of bother there for the Czech. Graba beat Rus in straight sets. Coco Gauff, 3 sets win, a come-from-behind win over Masarova. Noskova is up a set and 2-1 over Kovanic. Dodin overcame Janicevic in 3 sets. Danilovic beat Bindel in 3 sets. Jabeur, as I said to you, very, very impressive in her straight sets win over the recent Rabat winner, Bronzetti. Wong beating Buskova in straight sets. Did that surprise? Maybe.
Pari beating Kalinina as well. Did that surprise? I saw Damien tweeting about this earlier, suggesting maybe that Kalinina was still feeling the after effects of her Rome withdrawal, or Rome injury, I should say, because she retired in the final there. Peterson, a very easy straight sets win for her over Ferro. Andreeva as well. Now, I didn't see this match, but that scoreline certainly stands out. And Valtert beating Mandlik in 3 sets. But let's get back to Daniil Medvedev against Wild. Why? Because it's love 30 on the Medvedev serve. That's why, ladies and gentlemen. That's why. Oh, so Kecmanovic couldn't serve it out against Vavasori, so they are back on serve. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Good serve there for Medvedev under pressure, 15-30. Yeah, Kalinina lost. No, I'm not, Matthew, I'm not. Yeah, how costly will this be? As Damien tweets. Anyway, we'll see. Backhand to backhand to backhand at 15-30 right now on the Medvedev serve. This point is huge, you would imagine. Backhand Medvedev serve. By the way, Wild also had 2 break points, I believe, towards the end of that second set on the Medi serve. Oh, I thought that was going to clip the net and go over. It didn't. 30 all. 30 all. Okay, 30 all. Medvedev goes wide on the first serve. Now Kecmanovic is serving to stay in the match. Okay, now backhand from Wild. Excellent aggression there, 30-40. Nothing Medvedev could do about that. And Wild has a break point, ladies and gentlemen. Medvedev, 2-1, break point. Double fault! Double fault from Daniil Medvedev. 2 games all. Back on serve, ladies and gentlemen. Back on serve. Wild regained the composure that he had for pretty much the entire match. And bringing it to Medvedev. Couldn't live with that backhand, for example. 2 games all. Yeah, amazing turnaround, as you said. Oh, dear. What about that for a first serve from Wild? So I'm sharing these 2 matches on the screen right now so you can keep abreast of things. Backhand return from Medi. Forehand goes into the net from Wild. It's the forehand since that tiebreaker that has just gone a bit wayward, as well as that horrible smash. Anyway, it's where we are. It's just the way it is. Okay. Backhand return from Medvedev. Forehand from Wild. Backhand. Forehand Wild. Backhand Medvedev. Forehand. 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 You're getting the idea. Okay. Wild switches up to the backhand. Now it's Wild also on the backhand. He's going big down the line. Oh, good depth there from Medvedev, though. Medvedev now is in charge of this rally. No, he's not. Good depth there from Wild. 50-50, I would say, right now. As they exchange shots, and Sabov Wild goes into the net. Love 30. Indeed. We all always love a good underdog hustle. Vavasori. And it seems you like Italians, too. But listen, it's an underdog, but it's not like Kecmanovic is the king of clay. I mean, he did well in Estoril earlier this year, but... Okay, backhand now. Love 30. This is a huge point you'd imagine in this match. Mind you, we've had a few of them already. Oh, Oh, wow. Look at that. Oh, some moon balls coming out now. But what's... Ooh. Ooh. Oh, no. Backhand into the net from Wild. Backhand into the net from Wild. Should have put that one away. That's a crazy rally. Crazy rally. Love 40 then. 3 break points for Daniel Medvedev. Having had just 2 breaks of serve in the entire match, we're on the verge of the 3rd break in 5 games in this set. Backhand return from Medvedev. Forehand, which has been so impressive from Wild today, but that was a little cautious. That one's better, though, from Wild. Puts himself in charge of the point. Excellent defense, though, from Medi. Medi defense was excellent, but in the end, Wild does manage to seal the point. 15-40. The defense for Medvedev at times, by the way, in the last half an hour. Indeed. Indeed. Looks like you got some competition, though, Ghosty. I heard Jack sharing his intrigue, let's say. Okay, forehand return. Oh. Nice play there, Wild. 30-40. The boy's gone wild. Okay. 30-40. Make sure you hit that like button, people, by the way. Jake, Ghosty, whoever. Matthew, make sure you hit the like button. And anyone else who's joining us. We will be bringing you Holger Rune, by the way. Have they even started yet? I should have imagined that they've got underway. Nope, still not got underway. Rune and Eubanks, so that's cool. Clips the net. No, he doesn't. No. Forehand now. Oh, good boy, Wild. Good boy. Good forehand. Deuce. Deuce, ladies and gentlemen. Medvedev's coach as calm as ever. Oh, good. Rusev always won the first set. Hi, Jane. For those of you just tuning in for the first time, and I get the impression most of you are not, but if there anybody is here tuning in for the first time who's never been here before, hit the subscribe button. You know, we'll probably get about 500 views for this. If just 50 of you subscribed, it would be one of the best days in Talking Tennis history. Since the day we first had Damien on. It would be almost as good. Okay, Juice. Sabot Wild. Excuse me when I just call him Wild from time to time because I don't have time to say Sabot and I'm probably mispronouncing it anyway. Backhand from him. There we go. Just called him Hin, by the way. Forehand Daniel Medvedev. Forehand loopy there from Wild. Mixing it up. Putting himself in charge of the rally, though, in a way. But good defense, of course, from Medvedev, as you'd expect. Oh, but that time Medvedev goes wide on the forehand. So now it's game point for the Brazilian. He has the advantage now and potentially going to take the lead in this 3rd set for the first time, at least in terms of games. Backhand return, forehand, backhand, backhand, backhand. By the way, we've got a couple of, not new people, not new at all, but we've got a couple of different people presenting the show tonight. Ooh, Wild goes hard and into the net. Juice. Yeah, we've got a couple of new people to the last ball drops this evening, which will be Jack and Jakob. I wonder if Jakob, no, Jakob will be Jacob, won't it? So we will see, yes. Some of you may have heard a very vicious rumor about me maybe falling asleep while producing last night's show. Forehand goes down the middle. Bit cautious there from Wild. Has that bot volley landed in? Oh, what a shot from Daniel Medvedev there as he gesticulates to the crowd saying, what did you think of that, ladies and gentlemen? I'm not sure you can delete questions, Nerlan. He might not respond, but I think it's impossible to delete. And Medvedev is broken. Sorry, I just had a slight distraction, which was pretty key. Maybe Wilt got distracted too. Medvedev is broken 3-2. By the way, the way I'm greeting Medvedev points and maybe Medvedev breaking there sounds like I've got an agenda against him and I'm pro Wilt. Actually, I'm not. I'm pro tennis. I'm only really a fan of one player, and I don't think it takes you much working out to work out who the player is. Excuse me for that technical issue there. It wasn't even a technical issue. I let go of the microphone. Yeah, I'm not surprised, Matthew. Maybe I can do the same. Just a second. Maybe I can do the same. Is that on Simone Mathieu? Oh, no, that's Holger Rune. Sorry, it's Holger Rune on Simone Mathieu. So Holger Rune has just got underway. Okay, I'm going to try and very quickly switch to Kecmanovic if I'm not too late. It's a bit slow to this party. No, I don't want Gasquet or Taylor Fritz. That's still to come. Iga still to come as well. There's Holger Rune. There's Rybakina. There's someone else. There's Medvedev. Dearie me. Let me see if I can find Kecmanovic quick enough. Don't know if I can. If not, I'll just have to stick with Medi. And you guys in the live chat can keep me up to date with others, let's say. Yeah, Rune Eubanks. Okay, so let's. I'll stick with. I will be giving you updates on Rune Eubanks as well as I see Eubanks just go with a backhand into the net. So 15-30 at the beginning of that match. I'm going to get back to Medvedev though. Oh dear, I've lost Medvedev now. I'm messing all around with the TV. Okay, should be back. Sabot, Wilt, Medvedev, 15 all on Medi's serve. Let me see what the score is in the Kecmanovic match as they are into that tiebreaker. 4-2 to Vavasori. I should say 2-4 because Kecmanovic is serving in this crucial deciding set tiebreak. Kecmanovic was 2 sets to love up. Kecmanovic was serving for the match. Deary me. Deary me. I mean, okay, you can have bigger advantages, i.e. you can be two sets to love up and a double break, for example, and still lose the match. As I think we touched on the other day, was it maybe Andre Agassi was 2 sets to love and a double break down? By the way, we've got 2 break points for Sabot Wilt. Kecmanovic has won the next point, so it's 4-3 to Vavasori. So Vavasori is 3 points away from booking his spot in the second round. Good shot there from Medvedev, 30-40. Anything exciting happening on Twitter? Those of you tuning in on Twitter, by the way, maybe Matt is there or anyone else, those of you tuning in via Twitter, feel free to just click the link if you like, and then just come over and join us on YouTube, and then you can join the live chat. Good volley there from Medvedev, saving the second break point. Oh, that's interesting. So just a quick update. I see Dominic Thiem has taken a challenger wildcard for next week. Okay. Now it's another break point, though, for Sabot Wilt. What's going on with Kecmanovic? 5 all. Back on serve. Kecmanovic serving. 5 points all in that deciding set tiebreak. Good serve there from Medvedev. Deuce. Another good serve from Medi. Drop shot Medvedev. It's good enough. Game point advantage now to Medvedev, the world number 2. Those of you just joining in, make sure you hit the like button. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new. Ghosty, oh, sorry, in terms of the points for the Kecmanovic match. It's because I'm using Google. Or are you talking about Medi? I'm guessing you're talking about the Kecmanovic match. Good backhand return there from Sabot Wild. Good serve there from Medvedev. Game point for him. And Medvedev has held 4-2. So Sabot Wild now, 4-2 down. Had 2 break points. In fact, he had 3 break points in that match, in that game, sorry. Backhand Wild goes into the net. So, a rather relieved looking partner of Daniil Medvedev in the crowd. We are over 2,000 subscribers, ladies and gentlemen, which is nice. Less than a year doing this. Forehand to forehand to forehand. Backhand down the line for Medvedev. Forehand Medvedev, backhand Wild. Forehand Medvedev, backhand Wild goes long. Love 30 on the Wild serve. Yeah, this is getting brutal, Matthew. I mean, I'm just looking at the scores and I'm feeling it. So, yeah, Jakob and Jack will be bringing you today's last ball drops tonight or this afternoon, depending on where in the world you are. I think, Matthew, you're in the UK. So, just depends on what's the night match tonight. Who's in the night match tonight on Philippe Chatrier? It's a men's singles match. I'm not sure who. Or is it Iga? No, Iga's playing now. Of course, it's Monfils against Baez. Ooh, what about that one from Sabot Wild? 1540. Deary me. Deary me. That volley. I mean, it was short, point blank, I guess. Point blank, as they say. 1540 Wild serving. Double break point. Goes long on the first serve. By the way, Ghosty, I don't want to shout out scores from the Vavasori match if you're behind. If that's the match you mean. Oh, it's a double fault from Sabot Wild. 5, 2. Daniil Medvedev leads. He will serve for a 2-1 lead shortly. Yeah. Oh, Yannick Sinner's posted a picture of himself from yesterday's match, suggesting he's cat-like, but I thought there was more carrot comparisons than cat comparisons yesterday. Anyway, that's that. What's going on in the tennis elsewhere? Rybakina is at 4 games all, so they're on serve with Fruhvirtova. Tsurenko did win that first set. She did win the first set, 6-2. Krejcikova, though, has a 3-love lead in the second set. So right now it's 3-1, I should say, with just 1 break of serve. She was a double breakup. So, yes, not the best of starts for the Czech, but it looks like she's steadying the ship. Chostaya and Paulini are 5 games all. Burrell, Sorribes Tomo is serving for the first set against Burrell. And Noskova got a walkover against Kovanic. Okay. Medvedev looks like he's getting some medication for his nose, of all things. Oh, my goodness me. This Vavasori-Kecmanovic tiebreak. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. You guys must be salivating over this. Okay, Kecmanovic, Vavasori, you're behind. But once it's concluded, Ghosty, let us know, Ghosty, when you're finished. I'll stick to the tennis elsewhere. I guess you've got us on audio. Sabot Wild and Medvedev are a changeover. Medvedev is taking some kind of not too concerning, but a medical moment, if you like. Looks like he's got maybe a nosebleed or something. He's got some cotton wool stuffed up his nose. Yeah, you must be way behind, Ghosty. You're at 9 all now. What's going on? What's going on? So talking of what's going on, some other scores. Rune is already a breakup on Eubanks. Bublik and Zepieri, maybe it's the next match you're going to have to switch over to because they're at 5 games all. Oh, Medvedev is taking a medical timeout. Hope it's not too serious. Okay. So Zepieri Bublik is probably where it is at. Well, Ghosty, do you know the result now, by the way? I mean, I've got it on the screen. But I'm guessing you do know the result now. Okay. So Medvedev's still taking this medical timeout. So I don't think it's anything too serious. It looks like he's just getting some more cotton buds to shove up the nose. In the meantime, Bublik, Zepieri, 5 games all in the 5th set. That seems to be where the drama is right now. Not too much drama for Rune, who's a breakup on Eubanks. Medvedev is serving for the 2nd set, or will do when he's finished with his medical timeout. It looks like he's fine. He's returning to the court, so he's going to try and serve it out, or serve out the 2nd set, I should say. Sarundalo is 4-love up. Is that with a double break? Or single break? It's a double break, yeah. Of course, it must be 4-love. Yeah, 4-love. Sarundalo is up on Munar. Rusevori is a set and a breakup on Barrer. Zverev is through in straight sets after overcoming the South African Harris earlier. Olivieri overcame Pericard, the French wildcard, in 5 sets. Molchan overcame another French wildcard, straight sets. Anyone would think this tournament is taking place in France. And JJ Wolf JJ Wolf lost in 5 sets earlier today against Nishioka. I just had my mind or eyes distracted to this Daniel Medvedev match. It's 15-love here with Medvedev and Sabot Wild. And Zeppieri will serve for the match against Bublik. Forehand to forehand here in the Medvedev Wild match. It's a mishit forehand from Sabot Wild, and it is 30-love to Daniel Medvedev. I can see Damien in the background. He's not sleeping like I was yesterday.
I'm here, yes. If I look like I left the shower, that's because I did. So
I
no
actually think that while you're here, I'll take a quick shower as well.
Okay.
Listen, looks like Medvedev is going to close this set out. I don't know if you've had your eye on the Bublik match at all, because that looks quite dramatic.
No, I mean, I was just watching Vavasori Kecmanovic mostly, and wow.
Tell me about that, because I've missed that entire match.
I mean, that was a show, you know. In the third set already, Kecmanovic had 4 match points in the tiebreaker. Actually, Vavasori was like perfect on all of them. But probably the best match point save that he had was actually in the 5th, 5-4 on Kecmanovic's serve. It's some insane defense. And he was struggling a lot physically as well, as you would in like a 5 hours match, right? Kecmanovic got coded for like a very ridiculous thing. Basically, a ball flew in from another court, and he sent it back, and he got coded for that, for ball abuse. The supervisor was called, and the decision was upheld. So, I mean, I've never seen that really. But yeah, it was just one of these very compelling stories.
You don't think it had a bearing on the match, though? You don't think it had a bearing on the match?
No, I think he was 3-5 down. Hey, Jake. I think it was 3-5 down. He was 3-5 down in the 4th at that time. So while he was understandably pleased, at the same time, I wouldn't really say that it was, super important. He still had so many chances to win it, but both were so tired at the end too. And that's just one of the most compelling matches you're gonna see this event, definitely. And that's what the best of 5 format is cooking for us, right? That's why it's so good, actually, I think. And that's why it also we talked about it last night in French, but that the women's event has felt definitely less grandiose than the men's, mostly because it's best of 3, and like there's just not a chance for all of these beautiful stories and wars on the court to get played out.
Okay, it's now it's the medical timeout turn for Wild. I'm calling him Wild just because it's easier. As in, like,
I don't even like. I still don't know how exactly you should pronounce it. I know.
I'm saying it in the German way. I mean, maybe you're right.
He is probably of like the name has to be of German origin, right?
Probably, yeah.
That's what I would assume. So I think it could be right, even.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in Latin America, as you say, that have a German ancestry, but
Adolf
there's
Hitler
also
still living there.
There's a tendency in Latin America, or Brazil in particular, but other parts of South America, to come up with some strange sort of Americanized names. Like, I mean, there was a footballer, I think he had an incredibly long name, and they just called him Joe. I mean, I know Pele is a classic where it's obviously got like 8 words and stuff like that, and they just call him Pele. But at least Pele still sort of sounds a bit Latino, if you like, although I'm not even sure if Brazilian describes himself.
João also sounded Brazilian, right? I mean, in Portuguese, you could get something like this, I think. So.
Yeah, but it was just Joe, really. Maybe if it was João, that would sound a bit more Portuguese to me.
But then people still say like Jo, or I always called him Jo, not Joe. Definitely.
I don't know. I'll have to go and check it out with his family. By the way, I don't know if Ghosties intentionally misspelt a rather famous Austrian dictator's first name, or he's just giving him a different name. Anyway, Venegor of Hesseling, good one, Jake. Yeah, that was an unusual one. That was from the Netherlands, I think. Feel free to write unusual footballers' names or tennis players' names for that matter in the live chat. But more importantly, Medvedev has sealed his third set. And I'm wondering if that treatment that Wild is having right now is when he ran into the net. Well, he actually incurred the injury as he approached the net, but he ended up running into the net as well.
I basically stopped watching that match after the second set.
Yeah. And even more, you know what? Do you know what I did? I tuned in for the first game. Medvedev breaks to take a 1-love lead. I thought, okay. Switched over to Zverev and Harris. And then I got a Twitter notification saying the world number 2 has lost the first set. And I'm thinking, world number 2, who's that? And I was thinking of the women, first of all. And then I was thinking, oh, Daniil Medvedev lost the first set, but he was up. I mean, I know it's only 1-love and it's on clay and it's Medvedev, blah, blah, blah. But still, I just thought, okay, that's Medvedev like en route to winning the first set, even though it was only 1 break of serve. But then there was hardly any breaks of serve at all until the beginning of the third set. And then, of course, we've just had breaks galore in the third set. But unfortunately, most are going the way of Daniil. I say unfortunately. I mean, I don't mind either way, but it was exciting to see Wild bring it for a couple of sets.
Definitely. I'm fine with this result already. Like, if it was just a demolition for Medvedev, I definitely would be like, no one saw how good Seyboth is. All the talk about him being one of the most dangerous qualifiers will never really get checked out. Now, like, we already know it. If Seyboth was playing Rune today, Jesus Christ, how close that would have been. And if he was playing like basically anyone else but Alcaraz, Rune, Medvedev, he probably wins it, honestly. And I'm glad that we saw that. Of course, from now, I also don't really care about the result. It would be nice if he kept it competitive, but the world has seen what we were talking about all along. So I'm fine with that already. And that's still probably for Medvedev, this is definitely his toughest match until like the 4th round. You could even argue the qualies. So I don't think it really means anything. But if he goes deep here, and it's very likely that he will because he has a great draw, then we are definitely going to remember these 4 points from 6-4 up in the second set tiebreak for Seyboth. That was just, not great. I mean, if you were you watching the second set?
Yes, I was.
Okay.
I switched over at that notification, so I watched most of the second set, and including the tiebreak. I think Seyboth also had a couple of break points towards the end of that second set at 15-40. I can't remember if it was like 5-all or something like that. I don't think they were set points, so I think it was probably 5-all. He had a couple of break points. Then he didn't really have much of a chance. Medvedev has served good and served big at certain times, but yes, the tiebreak. I mean, the forehand was the first, of course. At 6-4, I think the forehand was that he hit long. And, of course, it's the forehand that was so good throughout that second set, at least I'm just going on what I saw. And then, of course, there was the smash on Medvedev's set point, which was, yes, I suggested that Wild would have done it in his sleep normally, put that away. Because it wasn't even in the end, I think he got caught in 2 minds with that smash. I think he wasn't sure whether to do a full-on smash, but he realized he had an open court. And so he thought, I'll just sort of tap it back over the net. And in the end, he tapped it over, but wide. Oh, seem to have lost Damien there. Damien's coming back. I was just saying that I think he got caught in 2 minds with that smash. I think he wasn't sure whether to go big on the smash. It was a fairly comfortable one. And then he sort of just went
volley,
because he saw the open court, I guess, or he had a feeling he had an open court to go for. So he thought, I'll go for the sort of tap over the net with a volley. But in the end, possibly because of a frazzled mind, especially after having the 2 set points before. And then he took that into the next set. I mean, he was quickly love 40 down, I think, on his serve and got broken, albeit I think it was 15-40. But anyway, let's see. I mean, if he can make this 4th set super competitive, make it competitive. Suddenly some doubts come back into Medvedev's mind. Maybe some confidence now can course back through his veins and force a tiebreak or something like that. And you never know. Oh, Damien's gone again. Good job I'm not in the shower. Goes long there, Medvedev. So it's 1 game to love for Seyboth Wild.
I accidentally unplugged my camera and then I did it again. But hopefully I will still do it now. There's a trivia question, football trivia question in the chat, but I unfortunately don't remember the name of the Dutch goalkeeper.
I do. I know who it is. Van Breukelen.
The Russian, I mean the Soviet goalkeeper, but not the Dutch.
Dasayev was the Soviet goalkeeper.
Yeah, Dasayev, yeah. But the Dutch one, I
Van Breukelen, his name was. I think Hans Van Breukelen. Yeah. I'm pretty good on football until about the end of the Ferguson era, 2013, when I decided to mentally block off football for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I'm pretty good until like 2010, and then I know nothing about the current
and I'm good
state of the sport.
I'm good on music until 2005. Yeah. Which is 5 years after Vanch was born, as I discovered today. And I'm guessing maybe about the same for you. When were you born? 99, something like that?
99, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm 5 days older than Kacper Żuk.
Okay.
That's some tennis trivia.
Okay. And Casper sort of comes across to me as a bit older.
Did you? Maybe you misunderstood. I was talking about Kacper Żuk.
Oh, okay. I did misunderstand you. Yeah. My brain has been corrupted. So
I think Kacper Ruud indeed would be like a year older than me or something, or maybe 2 even. Well, actually, Kacper Ruud is only less than a month older than me because he was born in December 98. So, and I was born in January, so 99. So. Turns out he's actually very close to me in terms of age.
For the first 7 or 8 months of your life, Manchester United didn't lose a game.
Carlsberg Roof, yes.
From the day you were born, I can see it now. From the day you were born until about September, we didn't lose a game that year, 99.
And won the Champions League.
Won the Champions League, exactly, in that purple spell. It's beyond purple. I mean, I don't know why we call it purple, Damien, but we do. I don't know if you've heard.
That's true. I was actually wondering about it recently.
It's weird. It's a purple spell would be so. I would certainly say probably a bit more of an appropriate example would be Medvedev's form this year has been a purple spell. If it included a Grand Slam, it would be beyond purple. I don't know what that would be. Super claret maybe, or burgundy. But I don't know why we call it purple. Have you got a coloured spell to suggest a good period of form?
I don't know.
Probably not.
I'm trying to find the origin.
What about feeling blue? Do you have feeling blue for like when you're not feeling good?
Don't think so.
Red faced. You got to have red faced, surely, when you're embarrassed or ashamed.
Yeah. Zaczerwienić się or something like that. Yeah. Definitely. What's the origin of the phrase purple patch, purple passages? Purple was chosen because, as well as being a distinctive color, it was the color reserved for emperors and other distinguished statesmen in Imperial Rome. So most of the early references to purple patches contain clear evidence of classical origins, many of them including Latin texts. And the first person this guy can identify as having used purple patch in print in English was actually Elizabeth I, when she translated Horace's De Arte Poetica, and and she used that phrase.
Well, Medvedev's purple patch in this match has come to an end because he's just double faulted and lost his serve. So he's love 2 down. 2 love down. 3 hours, 3 minutes on the clock. Sabot Wild has got a nice little advantage he's eked out for himself here. And who knows, a 5th set might be on its way. Rune is still up that break. I've advertised this show as Rune Eubanks because that sort of fitted my schedule a bit better. But of course, by the time I was kind of ready to start, Eubanks, lovely volley there. Might even been a half volley from Sabot Wild. It was just time to start really, and Rune Eubanks was a long way away, and that match was not as tantalizing as this one. Yeah, it was a volley. I was teasing Ghost the other day with all sorts of stuff like he was teasing me at first by saying, "Oh, any excuse for a Man United reference." Well, then I was just coming out of bizarre ones like, "Oh, we've got 1,999 subscribers," which is ironically the year that Man United did the treble, and all sorts of stuff.
Oh, by the way, and Vavasori hit 106 winners today against Kecmanovic, which definitely is a bit of a rare thing to do.
Yeah.
He,
But
earlier today,
is he known for an aggressive playing style?
yeah, he's like a serve and volleyer. Maybe not necessarily on clay. On clay, he is actually kind of like willing to just come back, grind with the slice a bit. But like in general, his game is basically serve and volley. So yeah, absolutely.
Let's see, Sean. Let's see, because we still could be looking at a glorious fortnight for Medvedev, and in which case it'll be a full-on marriage, I would have thought, rather than just a holiday fling.
I mean, if he wins today, he's really like almost guaranteed to make the fourth round. I think so. He's gonna play.
Who's he potentially playing in the next round?
It's I think Nishioka or Purcell in the third round, and then in the next round it's Alice or Pea. So yeah, I mean maybe Alice if
Quinton
he just
Hallis?
comes out and serves. Yeah, but of course, he's not exactly Thiago Seyboth. He could cause some issues with the serve, but in terms of just strictly baseline play, I don't think he's that dangerous for Medvedev. He's just going to be a lot wilder, no pun intended. Anytime you say something about Thiago Seyboth wild,
I've seen a tweet from you already about that. Yeah.
I mean, it just comes up so much, really.
Matthew, in the easiest question of the decade for me to answer, the answer is no.
What?
Manchester United are playing in the British FA Cup final.
That's not what I'm thinking. But Damian, explain to John how we are able to delete the questions from chat. Looks like you're the only one who knows how to do it.
Because you weren't here. Nerland said earlier that you deleted. I don't think you can. Oh,
no,
maybe
I think there was a situation the other day when Nurlan was asking like what happened to his question or something, but I never saw that question even, so I also didn't delete it. I had no idea what the question was
exactly.
about.
So I was sort of suggesting.
But yeah, I remember that on a stream a couple of days ago when Nurlan was asking what happened to his question, and we were unable to provide an answer because neither of us never had seen it. I'm not sure who I was doing the stream with, but I remember the other guy also said that he didn't even see it in the chat.
Yeah, sorry, Nolan. Yeah. What did I want to say? It is actually possible, though, for us to block sort of obscene messages, should we feel.
Yeah, but from what I can see, we cannot even like delete a message and not block the user at the same time.
That's right, exactly. Yeah, you got to block the user.
So like it's not even possible, because if we deleted your message, then you would have been blocked. Like the only thing I can do here is block user or put him in timeout. So if you were still able to post normally, then like it's even impossible for us to block you to delete your message without blocking you.
Yeah.
And yeah, Cerundolo is winning very easily against Munar so far. Sort of expected, but you always have to ask the question like whether he's not gonna struggle for a little while at least. And Zapieri eventually won. Oh yeah, and Krejcikova was down a set. And she's 4-5 down as well.
Maybe but she was a double break up in the second set.
Ooh. Indeed. I mentioned it a couple of times already, but like the tennis abstract ELO rankings had them at basically the same 50%, Krejcikova, Tsurenko, which seemed wild. I still think Tsurenko is probably overrated there because like her tournament winning chances are similar to like Alexandrova, Martic on that side. So I think the ELO still has her a little higher than she should have been. Mostly as I think she had a few withdrawals recently, and then you're not losing matches, so then it doesn't really count for ELO. But I'm not convinced about her maybe being as high, but maybe there was actually some merit to that.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm looking for that stream now, but I can't find it. Okay, I have it.
Always takes me a while.
Yeah, and she's actually lost 15 as well, Krejcikova. Well, that would very quickly basically eliminate any threat from Świątek's first 4 rounds, it seems.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that would be That would be a really bad clay court season for her. Comparing how well she was doing prior in terms of winning that 1,000, was it in Dubai? Was it?
Yeah, and then
In
Tsurenko also finds a great backhand down the line to go 30 love up on that
oh dearie
Krejcikova
me.
serve. Yeah,
So I think she was 4-1 up with a double break. Or was
she was
it 3
definitely
love
up.
with a double break? 3 love.
She was
3 love.
definitely up by a lot. Yeah, I saw that. I can't
Yeah.
remember the exact score, but did she make it, or is it 3 match points? I think it could be 3 match points. No, she actually made that forehand, but it was like just on the line.
Okay, I've got Sabot Wild still on my TV. It's a good forehand return from Medvedev. It's a lovely backhand from Medvedev. My goodness me, that was tennis from the gods.
That's not tennis from the gods here, though. And Tsurenko has a couple of match points after an
does
unforced
she?
error from Krejcikova. Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh dear. I mean, I'm saying this just because I had Swiatek to beat Krejcikova, but I've just been big on Krejcikova all year, really, and
Yeah.
it's not working out.
She has slowed down considerably.
I thought she was going to have a good Australia. It didn't work out, but then when she came good in Dubai, even 1 or 2 of the defeats after Dubai, it was like, well, she had a couple of sort of mean draws.
Australia was fine, right? I mean, she lost to Pegula in the 4th round or 3rd round. She just had a pretty
something
throw,
like
I
that.
guess. And then, of course, all the losses to Sabalenka, which kind of didn't allow her to capitalize on what she had
Yeah,
going.
because she had a couple of rough draws, I think.
Yeah. Sabalenka both in the 4th round in Indian Wells and Miami, then Stuttgart in the 2nd round. But of course, like she never actually had a shot in any of these matches. So it's not like she's like excluded from any fault in this, right? I mean, she didn't really push her. I think she pushed her once, actually. Oh, she beat her, of course, in Dubai, but that was also a pretty crazy match, and she was so close to losing it in 2. And like then in the next 3 matches against Sabalenka, she like wasn't really close to winning them, and in that way, never really felt like that big 4 player that she wanted to be. Of course, we shouldn't really be using these terms, but I think that's maybe also how she described it. And
Did
at
she?
the
I mean,
time,
I certainly was tempted to sort of say, hang on. I certainly wasn't too keen on the big 3 thing without at least thinking of her as a big 4 moment if you're going to have that conversation.
She's not exactly holding back now, but she saves these 2 match points now with a forehand winner. Not really, not high margin, but okay, it goes in.
Medvedev has just broken back, so it's back on serve.
Well, a couple of forehand winners, actually, both match points. I think at the time when she made that comment, she was actually like super close to these players to me, and maybe even before Indian Wells, you could say that she was more in that top 3 than Rybakina was. But of course, since it has really drifted in completely different directions for the both of them. And a double fault will give Tsurenko her 3rd match point.
Oh, God. A double fault.
She does look very tense.
Krejcikova.
Yeah.
A really bad volley from Wild that went into the net that gave the break away. He also double faulted as well in that service game. Still has a game advantage, though, which is something, 3-2. You're still a little bit closer to that moment, if you like. Yeah, I'm curious about Krejcikova.
You're not going to be curious anymore.
Oh, she's out.
Yeah, had control over the point, but just very very tame attempts to finish off that forehand, I would say. Yeah, 6-6-4, Tsurenko.
Oh, well, it's only because of predictions, really. And you know what? This makes it a little bit worse because I was saying to Nick that I thought he was being a bit generous with Ons Jabeur and being a bit harsh maybe with Barbora Krejcikova. And of course, Krejcikova goes out. Ons Jabeur, by the way, looked really, really good earlier in her straight sets win. And his sort of 4th favorite, if you like, suggestion looks a bit more justified.
What did you mean about the UTR ranking, Ghosty? Was there anything like specific behind it? I mean, I know how the website works and etc. I'm not really checking it that much. For pro tennis, we have so many different ways of classifying players, but it is pretty interesting to, like, I don't know, check out college guys there, or yeah, juniors, just to see, like, for example, random juniors, how much higher some of them are actually, despite the ITF junior ranking not showing it. And most of the time, it's pretty accurate. I mean, when Fonseca, for example, was like the best under 16 player by a country mile last year, then very quickly it showed on the court.
Medvedev 30-15 up on his serve. I guess this is where it's at. Again, it was where it was at for 2 sets. And I guess we're back on Sabot, Wilt, Medvedev in terms of sort of climax of tennis moments now that Bublik, what happened to the Bublik match?
He lost 5-7 in the 5th. Yeah, probably would have been more dangerous to Ruud than Zapieri.
Yeah. Oh, Bublik, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, still a pretty explosive player, I guess, but
what is going on with? Why is he always losing random sets 6-love? And it's not like he loses 6-love, 6-2, 6-4. He loses 6-love and wins the next 2 sets.
Yeah, interestingly, I read a tweet today which said that when Bublik was 2-1 up, that people still don't realize that he's serious now, and that for these events he's coming in, with super focus or something. And I'm like, mate, did you see the first set, which he lost in 18 minutes?
18.
But I guess, yeah, that's just the magic of Bublik, right?
Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, he's having fun. The only thing is, of course, you would say is him, Monfils, Kyrgios, very, very different players, I know, but both of them arguably, certainly Kyrgios and Monfils have had a slam in them somewhere. And they both could have won a slam, I'm sure. There's an argument to say.
I mean, could have, okay, but was there like a real chance? If Djokovic loses at Wimbledon, then there was a real chance for Kyrgios, for sure.
Yeah.
But for Monfils, there was never really like a real option, I think, to win it.
Not when Monfils was at his peak, but maybe Australia just 18 months ago. But Monfils was not. He just had a good draw in Australia.
He wouldn't beat Medvedev, no. I personally think that maybe his best ever level was 2016 US Open, but then against Djokovic, it was just this extremely weird semi where he would basically lose every single point until he started just, throwing just some weird junk around and getting to Novak this way. It was really weird, but I mean, I know I get what you mean. Sean says that Monfils should have used.
When I say they've got a slam in them, I'm probably not, analyzing.
Yeah, I'm not referring to a specific example. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Sean says that Monfils should have used his weapons more. He seemed to have long rallies too much. Kind of simplistic, but I do agree with that in a way. I think over the course of his career, he kind of always struggled to find the balance because, of course, the guy had like all the power in the world, but at the same time was such an excellent defender, and I think he always kind of struggled to balance these two. Of course, as you're saying, most often he was actually just way too passive rather than way too aggressive. That happened to him. Not that often. He was just kind of struggling to balance the two.
There's a return of serve which landed in, it would seem, but Medvedev is disputing it, and the umpire suggesting it's in. She's having a look at the line. Medvedev says it was out, but I don't think he's going to win this argument.
I mean, there is a bit of a problem with this, the scheduling of the night matches at the French, I think, for sure. But it's almost always going to be a men's match, right? Because if you're putting just one in the night session, then you're afraid that, a women's match can end in 50 minutes. Of course, as you're saying, Monfils might not even finish the match. I think some of the choices also weren't great. Like, why was Sinner Miller a night match, right?
There's a suggestion, Damien, that certain players are saying, I don't want to play that night match for one reason or another.
Definitely. But
and so Garcia would have been the obvious one, I think, for last night.
there's this Twitter account which right now is doing like a Federer 2006 season relieved or something like that, and they're like tweeting as if the 2006 season was happening for him. And the only reason why I'm mentioning that is because a couple of days ago, I actually saw a tweet about his start to the 2006 French Open, when he was like very clear about not wanting to play on Sunday, and they gave him the Sunday anyway. And
Okay.
I think, in some cases, you just have to like disregard these little concerns from the players, right? I mean,
Agree.
Sinner Miller, if the argument to like almost only put men's matches there is to have it longer, then maybe Sinner Miller is like not the best choice. Monfils Baez, I think, is a very natural night match if Monfils is gonna be in any shape to play,
Sure.
basically. But
It could have
with the crowd,
Songa
with the runs.
Songa
Mhm.
Rude vibes last year. That was a pretty good match. Even
It wasn't a night match, though.
no, I know,
No,
but
I'm
no,
not
what
just
I mean is the
joking. Yeah,
vibes. So I'm just imagining
I
if
know.
it's something like that tonight. Oh, what a great return from Sabot Vilt that is. And by the way, Medvedev also putting an easy volley into the net. I think there was earlier in the rally in the game, and Medvedev's been broken. But what I mean is, I know it wasn't a night match, but if tonight's match has some kind of Songa Rude vibes, where Monfils wins the first set, second set is super competitive, and then finally Baez runs away with it. Well, maybe that could be. Maybe even the French Open knows something about Monfils and
That's the
how
best
many
case scenario, I would even
French
say. And
Opens.
it wasn't even like Rude ran away with it. He actually had like Tsonga had serious winning chances in the fourth set and then got injured like a game before the match ended, right? So
Yeah,
that's really when I'm saying it's the best case scenario, I'm not saying that Monfils should be injured in the fourth set, but yeah, like something like this, 3.5 hours of amazing action with one of the favorite players of the crowd. This is what they are hoping for, and I hope they get it, of course. But yeah, Sinner Miller, this just seemed very weird. Of course, it could have been longer, and then there's like no problem. But yeah, yesterday it definitely felt a bit disappointing to finish the event on that. It was actually like almost not even the last match because I think Walter and Madlik finished like 5 minutes earlier. And yeah, that's not what they should be doing. But in general, the night session should start at like 7 p.m. or something, and it should have both a men's and a women's match.
yeah, that would make
100%. That just relieves us of any discussion in regards to sexism and in regards to yeah, just unfair treatment. But of
Last
course,
year, last year I think they would have two, but they would start at like 8:15, and so people were missing the last metro home. Blah blah blah.
I think it was just one match, but it was later on. It was
Oh, was
like
it?
at 9 p.m. and
I thought it
then
was
they
two.
moved it back this year because because that's the issue. That people could miss the transport that would be tough to get out of the borough in Paris where Roland Garros is.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's why they moved it back a tiny bit. But I think that the real solution was to move it back a lot more and then include two matches.
Yeah.
Someone would play until like 11 p.m., but you kind of have to say screw it at some point as well, I think, because well, it's a slam. I mean, they get a day off.
Yeah. Damien, are you okay just to keep the ship going for 5 minutes?
Sure,
All right,
absolutely. I'm
I'll be
probably
back.
gonna turn on Save of Field then.
Do it.
That would be the best option, I think, and just see what's gonna happen in the fourth set. Yeah, so we've got Sablefield leading again, 4-2 up, and he actually won this point now after a ballmark challenge, I think. I don't know. I came in a bit late, but this should go to him as well. Yes, +1 forehand. It wasn't really huge or anything. It was more about the accuracy, and Medvedev tries to get it back, but it floats back behind the baseline, probably because of the wind, I think. I don't think Medvedev's touch on the shot was actually so extreme that it would land out, but as we know, it's very windy today. And yeah, Sablefield is very close to securing the decider here, which I think after the third set, not most wouldn't expect. Certainly, he has a lot to be like proud of in today's match already. I don't care about like the second set choke. Of course, that's something he will regret if he loses. But still, definitely, like just maintaining this sort of level, maintaining the relentless aggression over the course of 3.5 hours almost, And just never really looking like he's gonna let Medvedev lose or anything. I think that's been just a phenomenal performance, and it's good to see he has it, because you can be watching a guy on the Challenger Tour and thinking, okay, yeah, he's winning all of his matches, he's absolutely dominant, the forehand is looking like his Santiago 2020 forehand just repeated over a longer period of time. But then again, you will still have some doubts, right? Since he came to Europe, he only played in Turin. He saved match points against Taro Daniel, then lost to Baez in 3 sets. It was great. It was a very good level, but it was not exactly like ultra dominant. In the qualies, he lost a set to Ricardas Berankis, who's pretty poor on clay, I think I can even say. And somehow it actually turns out that all the things that we thought about Sabofield's level this year, they are actually true. He really is that good. And good to see that, I guess, after the 3 years of struggling, 2.5 years of struggling, I guess, because even after the pandemic, he had one big run, like just right after the final of Aix-en-Provence, where he lost to Oscar Otte. And then, of course, for the next 2 years, he was basically out of it completely, at least in terms of getting some results, even at the challenger level. I think in 2022, he like made a semi at the end of the year or something like that. Yeah, semi-final, quarter-final. And then in 2021, he also made a couple of quarters, a semi. But yeah, of course, that's not really what he was hoping to achieve. That's not what people thought he had talent for after winning the 250 in Santiago in 2020. And yeah, good to see he's now showing it again. Definitely something has changed about his mental game as well, with the move to, like, he moved his training base to Argentina there, got a coach from there, I think, as well. And probably he kind of needed a new setting or something. Of course, there's been some major stuff in his personal life as well, with the abuse allegations, which I think are still open. Like, the investigation is still open. I know that like plenty of people have also had some unpleasant interactions with him. He was definitely a bit troubled the past couple of years, and for this reason and for another, for the fact that he was also not playing well and not getting the results that he would have hoped for after that 250, and also being the junior number 1. But right now he just seems in a much better headspace, and it's showing on the court all the time. Could have had a set point here, but he just misses that inside out forehand, showing something to the box. Maybe he is referring to the fact that there was probably more open space down the line there, but he chose the riskier idea. Total points won, by the way, 142, both right now. And that kind of shows you how close this match has been as well. Medvedev saves himself for now with an ace, and it's 5-3 Sabofeld, who's gonna serve to take us to a decider. I haven't really seen any signs of fatigue yet from the Brazilian either. Not sure who would be the more likely player to to maybe start wilting down a little bit in the 5th. Of course, like, the easy answer is Sabofeld, but haven't really seen any signs of it yet. Let's see if he holds here, because this will be big. Yeah, again, a bit of a weird bounce, I guess, on the serve, and Medvedev isn't handling it well. It hasn't been an easy match for Medvedev, you have to say, also, because with the flat ball striking, the wind is probably more harmful to him than other players, and also, like, any lower bounces, he just cannot really treat them as other players can. He's netting a lot of backhands because he's just struggling to maintain control over the ball in this wind, and also with anytime the ball is a bit lower, it's harder for him to hit through it. 36 forehand winners already from the Brazilian to Medvedev's 12. 5-3, 30 love up. He's looking very good to take this to a 5th set. Nice crouch shot there from Sabofeld, and he actually finds a beautiful backhand down the line. Excellent precision there, and he gets 3 set points. What a match! Maybe today they're actually going to start later on Kshatriya because of it. Actually, I think it's Świątek Buksa, right? So this match will probably make up for Saberfield Medvedev going on for so long, because at 8:15, and it's currently like right after 5 p.m. At 8:15 is where you get that scheduled Monfils Baez night session. But of course, it could be later if the matches are extended. And Medvedev misses another one of these flat backhands, and 6-3. Thiago Seybothweld taking this to a decider. I think I should be able to see the whole deciding set, but probably the rest of it I will have to leave the stream for, I don't know, in like 20 minutes. But I will be watching like on my phone, on the tram, or on the road. So we'll see. Let's see what was in the chat. From Matthew, I had a bad feeling Cerundolo versus Munar would be another 5-set match. That's true. Yeah, it has a lot of grinding and has just pain and suffering written all over it. I do agree with this. However, Munar has been injured, and even when they played in February this year, Cerundolo kind of crushed him. So I understand why Cerundolo has an edge there, matchup wise, and etc. But it definitely has that feeling of a 5-set match. Bublik Zapieri, I guess, was another, right? I don't know if there was anything else really today that had the feeling of a 5-set match. Maybe Gaston Molchan, but of course it didn't deliver on it. I'm not sure also what exactly happened there, but the Frenchman didn't pull out the magic that he used in a few of these French Open editions before. He was not able to give it today. And Eubanks is actually leading Rune by a break in the second set, which definitely is somewhat unexpected. Rune has won all his first serve points in the second set, but he still was broken. And he will have to come back there. So that's quite interesting too. Kirstea is very close to securing a decider against Paolini. Little surprise there, I guess, if she loses. A lot of people, of course, are very high on Kirstea here. She has been sublime since starting to work with Thomas Johansson, and this year just some excellent results at the Sunshine Double, especially. And I think she has a great draw as well. Although we'll kind of see how she looks against Danilovic, but potentially in the second round if she survives here, because Danilovic has just been crushing every single opponent along the way. And Rybakina has beaten Berenda Fruchvirtova. That must have been an easy one, right? Not. I don't really think that Fruchvirtova has that caliber of a game yet, but certainly nice opportunity for her as well to just check herself out against one of the best players in the world, in Elena Rybakina.
The first set was really tight, pretty much on serve until about 4-all, I think. Talking of the best players in the world, I've got Tim Henman on my screen in front of me. Because he was.
Where's the reference to the best players in the world?
I know, but he was top 5. I was actually making a joke, but actually, okay. I think he got to world number 4.
Yeah, I think so too.
Did he get to the semi-finals at the French one? Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah, 2004.
Must have been an insanely favourable draw. Sorry, what was that? Ghosty. Oh, Ghosty. This is a Manchester United shirt from 2009. But thank you for asking. Anyway, of course, I remember Henman though in his Wimbledon runs, and just struggling to get over the semi-final hurdle. Sabot Wilt, by the way, has forced. Well, I mean, but I'm just tuning in and seeing that he's forced a 5th set. So, yeah.
I'm looking at Henman's draw right now, and indeed it wasn't that tough, I would say. Lodra in the 4th round.
Something's got to be weird for him to get the
Solnier in the first round. Yeah.
I mean, I guess really. He's still serving and volleying on every point.
Cella in the quarters.
Who in the quarters?
Juan Ignacio Cella.
Okay. Who did he lose to in the semis? This would be the year before Rafa won, of course.
Yeah, Coria.
Okay.
Guillermo Coria. So yeah, I think he was actually serve volleying on every point anyway. I don't think he was like Vavasori, where he just takes a completely different playstyle on clay. That Tsitsipas brothers are four up in the descending set breaker, says Matthew. Who are they playing? I have to see. Arevalo Roger, really? Oh wow.
It's because I said to Matthew, I think yesterday, or I said it on the live stream yesterday, I said, oh, of course, big match tomorrow is the one we'll all be tuning in for, is the Tsitsipas brothers.
I mean, they generally are able to push these pairs. I don't know how it actually reflects on these top pairs in the world. You know, I some of them I think maybe aren't necessarily as good as people think. I actually have hold both Roger and Arevalo in like very high regard actually, but yeah, it has to be said that Petros Tsitsipas is often holding his own in these matches. If he was like a bit taller, maybe if he had a better serve, I would say that he would have a better chance of just standing on his own against the top players. But he's like, you know, a top challenger doubles player, one of them, let's at least, you know, among them. So, you know,
What a
all
backhand.
all the hate he deserves for playing doubles with his brother only in like big events, I don't think it's quite justified. Although
No,
at the
it's
same
not.
time,
But
of course,
isn't
he's
the
had.
hate? Isn't the hate is probably strong, but isn't
Yeah.
the disdain more towards the younger brother though, in a way?
Yeah,
for
I was
like,
talking about the younger. I was talking about the younger
okay,
brother. Yeah,
yeah,
but I think while he has definitely had a lot more opportunities than anyone else on the planet, basically, you know, it's not like he's not a top 100-ish doubles player. So yeah, actually, kind of enjoy watching him in
Rune is a
doubles. Of
breakdown in the
course, it's
second set.
not something I do that frequently, but
Rune's
I
a
do enjoy
breakdown.
watching him.
And I said the other day that the thing is with Rune, I think there's a chance somewhere along the way, maybe I didn't expect it to come quite so early, that he's going to get in a dogfight, like a 4 or 5 setter. And I don't know. I mean, we have doubts over Rune in 3-set dogfights over the 3-set scenario. Never mind 4 or 5.
Yeah, in a way that's when we're gonna see like what he's made of. I'm
Yeah.
not sure if a match against Eubanks can really be a dogfight though.
Okay, yeah, in terms of
You would
value.
still have more points being quite short and
Yeah. Well, let's see. He still might not lose this second set. But by the way, 40 love up Medvedev was on his serve. And Vilda's got it back
oh
to Jude
wow.
with an excellent forehand.
Yeah, and he wins it with a beautiful backhand cross court. So
Okay.
break point.
Yeah, you're a few seconds ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, still, you know, 3 hours, 30 minutes. He basically hasn't really dropped his level at all. And
yeah, there was
beautiful.
probably the third set.
No, but there were a lot of close games. I don't think it was as rough as maybe the scoreline makes it out to be. Of course, there was a bit of a moment at the beginning when he was mentally struggling with the fact that he blew the second set in that way. But I think there were definitely also a lot of games that could have gone either way in the second set, and that kind of decided it more rather than the brief spell of poor play that he had at the beginning of it. Another breakpoint now, and also with a phenomenal backhand. Like over the past 10 points or so, he's won 3 points, I think, with backhand either winners or backhand forcing shots, which isn't really that common for him. But yeah, it is becoming, I think, an underrated shot in his repertoire. Like everyone is just so likely to look at that serve and that forehand, but he is really able to do a lot on the backhand side. And of course, you kind of need that against guys like Medvedev. And Medvedev just misses a drive volley I
think he missed
first
the
shot
drive
after
volley.
the serve.
He missed the drive volley when it got
Yeah.
broken in the fourth as well. He
First
loves the
shot
drive
after the
volley.
serve, and he just misses it down the middle, a little long. So Sabov will up a break in the fifth.
Yeah, it's a long way to go yet. But I mean,
Not that long anymore.
what's it 4-2 with Rune? Yeah, I mean, the only thing is, I don't know if I want to be losing Medvedev and Rune in one day in the draw, and and just looking at semi-finals between, I don't know,
Sabov with Karatsev in the quarters, then you would have.
yeah, and then
and I don't know who would
Kasparov.
come out of the Rune section. I don't
Yeah.
know, but we haven't been watching, so like it's unclear what's exactly happening in that second set against
Is
Eubanks.
Casper Ruud supposed to play Rune in the quarters?
Rune.
Maybe.
Yeah, of course. Another Scandinavian battle incoming there.
Yeah, because they played each other last
Maybe.
year. I think I was at that match. I was at that
I mean,
match.
Rune, Rune has a bit of a cakewalk until the quarters as well himself. Like, actually, Sebastian Baez, second round, yes, but then he would play Vavasori or Olivieri. By the way, Vavasori Olivieri, I didn't even realize that's what's going to happen in the second round. That's not going to be a Grand Slam second level round match, I think. Provided that Vavasori is healthy, or he's gonna recover from this match against Kecmanovic, I think he's actually fine for a Grand Slam second round. But Olivieri, I mean, in the qualies he was really rough, and today as well against Becci Pericard, that was just an enormously good draw for both of them. Rune could also maybe lose to like Fritz Cerundolo in the fourth round.
Ruud as well. Has he got to play Jarry as well? Second round?
No, I mean Ruud, yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, a lot of tennis to be played. And Wild and Medvedev are at 15 all on the Brazilians' serve. And 5-2 now, Eubanks. Sorondolo Munar. Oh, Munar's got that second set, 6-2. Peyo and Halles are underway. Peyo's already a breakup at the beginning of that match. Rusevoli lost the second set against Barrer, so that's 1 set all. Oh dear, bad couple of days for Struff. He's lost his doubles match as well.
Who was he playing with?
He was playing alongside Kokkinakis.
Yeah, they probably weren't that serious about that doubles anyway, right?
Maybe Kokkinakis because he's still in the tournament.
No, but like it wasn't the most important thing in the world for them.
I mean, Fognini, to be fair, I don't know if does Fognini always play with Bolelli, but Fognini's had a good sort of 12 months in the
They
doubles.
won a slam together, Australian Open 2015.
Oh, wow.
They were actually playing like both on the baseline. For most of the event, they weren't really, a normal doubles team approaching, both guys trying to make their way over to the net. They were actually playing baseline tennis most of the time, which was kind of weird because Bolelli actually has some, both of them can volley. Bolelli in his singles game, he was often serving volleying as well. But in that Australian Open, they were playing some very weird stuff, and it worked.
Nice forehand there on a pressure point from Wild at 15:30. Any thoughts on JJ Wolf blowing a 2-sets-to-love lead over Nishioka?
Disappointing. I mean, I would much rather see Wolf next in the event because it seems like he at least has like some chance of going deep. Maybe of course we're not currently certain if Medvedev was going to be there, but I was thinking about that Nishioka against Medvedev. It will be like a dogfight. It will be long. It will be a grind fest, but I don't know if he can really make it. And Wolf possibly, maybe, if he just comes out and is just firing on all cylinders. But yeah, that's gonna be too love Saber Field. Yeah,
too love. Yeah, Sorribes Tormo 2-sets-to-love up. Justea and Paulini are into a third set with the momentum with the Romanian. Davis has won the first set over Zhu. Rebecca, who you touched on earlier, straight sets win for her. You didn't anticipate any problems for Rebecca today then?
No, against Brenta Frugvitova, no.
Goff, yeah. I mean, actually, that win, it doesn't really dispel any doubts, really, in terms of 3 sets. Probably.
Who knows? Matthews Zverev was, I heard, terrible today. Struggling with Lloyd Harris, who's like not great on clay and out of form as well. I think Zverev said that was a pretty terrible match, and he's just glad to survive in free. Basically.
I think Harris may have had some physical issues at the end of the second set.
Yeah,
I saw him.
I mean, he has been on and off injured for the past year or so, right? So
Yeah.
Um,
Talking of medical issues, Kovanic had to retire against Noskova earlier. Dodin is through in 3 sets. Jabeur, as I said, honestly, she was sensational today. You know, all the classic shots from Jabeur, the drop shots, the spectacular shots. She was great. She did lose her serve, I think, at one point. I forget when it was, but it was at a comfortable point. She was like 4-1 up, and I think she got broken. But
yeah, she was up by a lot in the first set, and then
yeah,
it got kind of closer. Yeah.
got closer. Yeah.
I think Zverev, like when it comes to Zverev, I would probably still think that if he's gonna play like Karatsev in the third round, I don't know if he has that much of a shot, you know, in his current state. Of course, Karatsev still has to beat Tiafoe first, but Zverev does not seem like a guy who will have a shot at winning this slam. Even if he goes a few rounds, yeah, just playing against the very best right now, he doesn't seem like he's really anywhere close. But maybe, you know, he would
him
play
and
himself into
Tsitsipas,
form.
it just feels
finally.
like there were what's the word, sort of moments when that had to happen, and unfortunately for Zverev, it may well have been last year when he damaged his ankle ligaments. For Tsitsipas, equally painful, but more in an emotional sense. Obviously, 2 sets to love up on Novak. And that win for Novak, by the way, wasn't quite the same as some of the ones we saw from Novak at other times in that tournament, including against Musetti, or like we saw at Wimbledon last year against Sinner, and I'm sure there's others that I'm missing, when Novak got the break at the beginning of the third set against Sinner and so on and so forth, you just thought, okay, this is done. Whereas actually that Tsitsipas match was still very competitive.
Yeah, because they weren't like Sinner or the other guys you mentioned. They weren't doing anything spectacular, really, and it was just Djokovic killing himself. It wasn't like that in the final, though.
No.
In the final against Tsitsipas. So,
I mean, even
yeah.
I think the game where Novak had to close it out, I think went to deuce, and there were some good points, including the match point. I think you still thought once he got back to 2 sets to 1, you thought, but it wasn't as plain sailing as the other matches that we just mentioned. By the way, talking of plain sailing, Andreeva, that scoreline is pretty impressive today. He's just losing 3
come on.
games.
She played
No?
Alison Risk on clay.
I know, but still.
No, nothing interesting today, really, from her. Like, come on. Alison Risk is both injured, plus, she's generally not great on clay. Like, if she was losing, like, I don't know, 7 games, then you would actually have to worry. But this was very much the expected result. She was a massive favorite to win this match and to win it comfortably as well. She also, Kalinina has been eliminated, although if Kalinina
that's
played
probably
like
the biggest.
today, then she would have been.
Yeah, that's maybe the biggest result of the day. But did you say she had some physical issues that seemed like she was carrying over?
Yeah, like it didn't seem like she was fully recovered from that Rome thing. She was moving awfully most of the match. Also, like just a number of just regulation ball errors. Not to take away from Paris, who was like, she recently won a 125k in Paris, even though she didn't actually have to play the final. But it does seem like she actually found some pretty cool form almost out of nowhere. Oh, Jesus, you're going to see something insane on the screen for Seyboth Medvedev. Basically, the Brazilian is 30 love up.
A line?
In
Do I
his
see a
service
line?
game.
Come on now. That would be quite
and he tries to play a jumping smash.
Okay. I'm going to watch it now because obviously I'm about 30 seconds behind you.
30 seconds. Oh.
Yeah, I think I'm a while behind you. Yeah. Oh, I see. Ooh. And it hit the frame of the racket. That's the kind of thing you see down in your local club. Maybe even your local pub.
Yeah, I guess you would be like a lot of people would probably say that Seyboth has been in like positions like this before because he has won at 250. But like his stay at the top of the game, if it even happened, other than that one event, was so short that it's still the biggest match of his career, I think, even if he beat Ruud in that Santiago final. So I don't know how he holds up, but so far looks like he's just getting a lot of free points still. With the insane power that he has, and
I mean, I think this game will. I mean, at 30-15, I wanted to wait until I answered Elena's question here because right now, if he gets to 3-1, he's got to be favorite. He's got to be favourite 3-1. But at 30-15, I want to, especially having missed that smash, I wanted to see how the next point went. And that's the time Medvedev has got to make him play some shots.
But yeah, we were talking about Andreeva. Definitely a bit of a helping hand for her that she's gonna play pari. And yeah, I still think that she's totally beating Goff in the third round, you know. At least she has such a good skill set to do it. And yeah, after that, it would just get so clear to the quarters, right? Because in the forefront, she could play Keys, Day, Schmidlova, or Bolsova Zadoinova, I think. So, but the same goes for Goff. She also has a very clear path to the quarters if she beats Andreeva. That third round would be amazing. That could be like a night match, I hope, or something like that.
Yeah, but right now, Andreeva will be the favourite.
Andreeva Goff?
On the current form, yeah.
For me, definitely. How would it be priced, like in terms of the odds? I'm not sure. It's possible that she would be the favorite.
Double fault from Sable Wild.
It's possible that she actually would be the favorite if I'm thinking about it, but I'm not sure. I guess Andreeva already has some very crazy odds on her, which are like totally justified. But like even when she was playing Madrid, right, she was already like the favorite to beat Linette, the favorite to beat to beat Haddad Maya. She was not the favorite, but she was like barely an underdog. So I don't know. I'm not actually sure how it would be priced. She was like not that much of a favorite against Osorio, but in the final qualies round. But if she pulls through that match and also pulls through another couple of matches, I mean, for me, she would be the favorite. I think definitely. I don't know how it would be for the general public, but it's possible actually that she also would be the favorite.
Oh, dearie me, Wilt. Going Wilt with the forehand there. And that was an intentional pun. So we've had in this game at 30-15, we had that horrible smash. He then wins the next point, but mainly because Medvedev didn't make him play enough balls by going long with an unforced error. Then he had a backhand, I think, into the net. Then he had that wild forehand that we've just seen. And there was also a fault, not a double fault, but a fault that was like 2 meters out. It's been a horrible 3 or 4 points from Wilt. He's come for a serve and volley. Medvedev makes him pay. So now I can answer that question from Elena with a bit more comfort. Medvedev. Oh dear, the serve and volley idea. I mean, he has done it a few times in this match, but not that often.
Yeah, I'm just rewinding to see it because earlier I was rewinding to see that forehand error. I do have to say though that on the 40-15 point that he had, like his backhand was like probably like the 25th shot of the rally or something. So
yeah,
I wouldn't really blame him for missing it. But
there was some great. I think it was at the point where there was lots of depth from Medvedev as well. There was a point where Medvedev...
That was probably it, I think, because even the backhand that Sablefield missed, it was like he was standing on the baseline and he was trying to take it very early.
There was one for Medvedev I thought was going to go out and it landed right in the corner.
But he's actually 30 love up on the Medvedev serve now, so anytime we think that this match is close to being done, it still gives us a new chapter.
Oh, and Eubanks managed to hold on and win that second set. Yeah, I think I've seen one of these interviews that Matthew's referring to. Yeah, she did come across quite well. I think it might have been on her birthday.
Yeah, Andreeva's interviews are indeed really good, and I think the Tennis Channel has spotted it because they are like interviewing her every single match. It seems, right? I mean, I've seen so many of them already, and yeah, of course, for like 16, she also has really good English, so pretty rare, I think. Although getting increasingly common between juniors, I guess education all over the world is just more focused on English these days. But
15-30 now. He's just put a backhand long.
Yeah, Sean. She's just really giving them a lot, right? Especially like from a 16-year-old kid, you usually wouldn't really expect it in her second language as well, and she clearly just has a lot to say. And yeah, they are just milking the cow, sort of. But
yeah,
of course,
because
in a good way.
It might not be long before someone says that's not a good idea. I don't know. I just know how it is with other prodigious talents. that sometimes they say try not to engage too much with the media. But maybe I'm thinking of other sports. 15-40 now on the Medvedev serve.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of get what you mean. You know, she is going to face a lot of pressure this way. Some people aren't going to feel it, and some are. I think actually Seyboth was probably one of the guys who really, really felt it, and that's why he kind of struggled for a couple of years. Being the junior number one, winning an ATP 250 this
He's
early.
broken. He's broken.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's broken again. And Matthew, was it? Yeah, I think it was Matthew saying that he doesn't see Medvedev making the final. If of course he comes through today. I kind of get what you mean. Like if we're putting this goal of his at the final, I can understand that. Yeah. If we're saying quarters, if he comes through, I would still be very confident that he makes them. But playing someone like Karatsev or Sinner, let's say, or in the quarters, or Zverev Tiafoe, I don't know, maybe a little less. But then Rud or Rune, I'm not sure if that's actually very plausible for him. But if we would put this goal at quarters, I think even if he comes through here after perhaps struggling a lot with Seyboth, I don't think it really matters. But after the quarterfinals, yeah, I get that if that's your opinion.
I mean, I've got him going out in the quarters to Sinner, but I mean, I actually don't know. I wouldn't put too much. Funny enough, it's just Matthew's got. I think he said he's got Medvedev in his final, which is why I used the reference.
Yeah, that's why he said that he's selling his stock.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. You can win a 5-set match, and the way Wild was playing for most of this match, at least, I don't. You then win your next round straight sets, and off you go.
It might not be that windy either, which for Medvedev is really tough. So that also could be something maybe to look at in the next few rounds. If the conditions are a bit cleaner, he's just not gonna make as many backhand returns. Backhand errors. It's just gonna be easier for him to hit with these flat strokes. So maybe that's also something, especially when he's playing with the wind, I think. So maybe that's also something that is kind of disrupting him here. But I would still say this has been a pretty fine performance from him. I would say, like, nothing really wrong about it fundamentally.
Yeah, right.
He is facing a very tough opponent.
Yeah.
And struggling with the wind. That's true as well. I will have to go in like 2 minutes, I think.
No
I will be able to see the rest of this match, but just not on stream.
Yeah, no problem. Ooh, love 30.
Yeah, I'll probably wait until that game because I still have to like pack or some stuff. Oh, I love 40. Seyboth goes for a big forehand down the line and just misses it. What? No, maybe the scoreline is wrong because the scoreline is wrong. Because the scoreboard actually gave the point to Seyboth at first, and I was like, what? But no, it is 3 break points.
Yeah, because it's clearly out. Yeah.
Yeah, it was clearly out, and I was so shocked. But apparently,
yeah, they did the same. Well, I mean, of course, I'm seeing the same stream, I guess, but just a few seconds later, but they've done the same. Yeah. And
I will be leaving you at 3-all. Some pretty decent depth from Medvedev, and Seyboth like shanks the forehand completely.
All right, you'll be back on tonight though with Jack and Jakub.
I mean,
cool.
If this match is going for this long, I'm definitely going to be back in time. I think I'm back at like 8:30, so yeah, easily will be able to make that show as well. And
all right, well, I'll speak to you later. Well, I'll see you later probably, unless I fall asleep like I did last night.
Sorry, come again because
I'll see you again later unless I. I didn't feel
unless you fall asleep again.
I didn't, but I had the camera on. Did I backstage so you could see me if you like?
Yeah, sorry again. Someone just texted me who I wrote to like 3 days ago, and I didn't even remember that I messaged the guy, and that's why I got distracted again. Sorry.
No worries. I know you've got to go, Damien, but I'll be speaking to you later. So
Yeah,
that's cool.
absolutely.
Take care. Cheers.
See you guys as well.
Kevin, nice of you to join us. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new. I mean, I actually haven't got the Eubanks match on right now, Kevin. I will switch over to that as soon as this Medvedev one comes to a conclusion. Maybe you are here for it, but make sure you subscribe to the channel as I suggested. But at the moment, all the drama is here with Sabot Wild and Medvedev, who are on serve in the 5th set. However, that barely tells the story. I mean, there's just been break of serves galore in this match. But no, Matthew, I mean, I haven't seen a single shot in that match, but I would imagine Rune is still the heavy favorite. I mean, basically now it's best of 3, isn't it? And Rune should win that. But, you know, good of Eubanks to get a set. 4 hours on the clock between Sabot Wild and Medvedev. And Medvedev is 15-30 on his serve. Yeah, I know. 15 double faults, Elena. And I think Sabot Wild is on about 6. And even Sabot Wild, his double faults came at untimely moments, let's say. $30 all now. Medvedev goes long on the first serve there. I think this is big, this game. I mean, Medvedev holds, and then suddenly we've got the momentum swing that probably we've been looking for in this set. The thing is, every time there's been a break, there's never been a consolidation. Good return there from Sabot Wild. Him taking those backhand returns today has been very profitable. 30-40, Medvedev staring at the line, more in hope than belief, I think. Rune Eubanks on serve at 1 game all. Yep, hit the line according to Hawkeye. Not that Hawkeye's being used. Ooh, goes into the net on the break point. Deuce. Medvedev seeking support. You've got to go Medvedev at this point. Back to Elena's question. It's a very cautious forehand from Daniil. Backhand, just taking it easy, going down the center of the court. Of course, Wild doing anything but taking it easy. Going big on the forehand and reaping the rewards. He's got another break point. Sabot Wild. Rune on Eubanks on serve in the 3rd set. Let's talk us through this break point, and then we'll come back to other matches that have happened today. Backhand. Oh, he's gone wide. It was a break of serve for Wild. 4 games to 3. Wow. Again, indeed, Elena. Listen, I'll be back with you in 60 seconds. Here's a reminder of our nightly shows that I hope you are all enjoying.
Coming to you every evening, night, day, depending on where you are in the world, will be The Last Ball Drops. This will be a show on talking tennis as soon as that ball drops on the last match of the day, morning, afternoon, evening, or night at Roland Garros, probably on Philippe Chatrier. We will go live with a review of the day's play. Make sure you hit the like button, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell. That way, as soon as we go live, you'll get the notification, you can come and join us, and you'll get to hear the thoughts of people such as Mario, Damien, Jack, Nick, many more, maybe even me from time to time. You know the drill. Make sure you subscribe. See you soon.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So, Wild up a break, 4-3. Serving, 4-3. Can he close? Well, he's not closing out right now, of course. But, yeah. $15 love, Wild. Rune Eubanks still on serve. Reminding you of other results from today. Zverev is through in straight sets over Harris. JJ Wolf went out in 5 to Nishioka. Bublev also lost his match in 5 sets as well. Onjabeur and Rybakina are through, but Krejcikova is out. Casper Ruud went through in straight sets. Nicholas Jarry also through in straight sets. What is going to happen, though, to Daniil Medvedev? Staring down the barrel right now. Sabot Wild, 4-3, 30 love. Indeed, it's getting serious, as you said, Matthew. Backhand return for Medvedev into the forehand. Drop shot. Excellently played, but not enough. Medvedev has run it down, but it's not good enough. 40 love, Sabot Wild. I thought that was going to be a winning drop shot, but it certainly helped him win the point. 3 game points. Okay, backhand return, forehand now. Backhand Daniil Medvedev. Backhand now down the line from Wild. Wild in charge of this point. Wild comes into the net. What a volley from Wild! 5-3. Kevin, good question. Honestly, I don't think he's got a chance against Fritz. I think Fritz's clay court season has been patchy. But I do think Fritz has got the game to be good on clay. Not necessarily Grand Slam winning good, but 4th round quarterfinal level. The other thing, though, with Fritz is, though, his Grand Slam record of late has been a bit patchy with 2 first-round exits in a row at Grand Slams. And, of course, there was that defeat to an injured Rafa Nadal at Wimbledon last year. Wimbledon's really where he should be destroying things. Okay, now, Medvedev serving to stay in the match. Goes for the lob. And it's another smash, albeit a very difficult one, that Wild puts long. Serious hands, as you said, Elena. Serious hands indeed. Sabot in the zone. Goes down the tee, does Medvedev. Forehand Medvedev. Oh, dear. Oh, I was going to say, oh, dear, because I didn't think that lob was going to be good enough, but actually it was. 30 love, Daniil Medvedev. 30 love. 16 people here joining us. Thank you for joining us. Some of you maybe for the first time. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I know many of you are here for Rune against Eubanks. I will switch to that very shortly. But right now, we have Daniil Medvedev, who's in a lot of trouble. He's a breakdown in the 5th set. albeit 40 love up on his serve right now. Is he going to make Wild serve it out? Yes, Matthew, I think I want to see that too. Hi, Sandra. Nice of you to join us as well. Make sure you hit the like button, everybody. Medvedev goes down the tee. Forehand, Medvedev. Backhand. Forehand, Medvedev. Good depth there. What a forehand! Taken so early there from Wild. 40-15. Make sure you subscribe, Sandra, if you haven't done so already. You too, Kevin, as well. We need subscribers. Subscribe. You know what I'm saying. Medvedev goes down the tee, and it's an ace, meaning Sabot Wild is going to have to serve it out. Here is a reminder of what you got to do, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be back with you after this short break.
Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe, and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks, including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material, such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered, whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon, or Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
So, here we are. Talking of not missing out. Sabot Wild, second serve. Serving it, trying to serve it out. Forehand Wild. How's your heart rate, Wild? How is your heart rate? Backhand Medvedev, making him play. Backhand Medvedev again, to the backhand this time of Wild. Backhand Medvedev, forehand Wild. Backhand Medvedev. Pretty good depth there from Medvedev. Really good depth, though, from Wild. Wild going big on the backhand, though. Wild on the backhand now. Forehand Medvedev. Maybe he thought that one was going out. Did that land in? Yes, it did. Good defense from Medvedev. Making him play again. What a volley at the net, though, under pressure. 15 love from Wild. Points to the crowd. Boy, oh, boy, oh, boy. If you like that volley, hit the like button on this video. I will switch to Rune Eubanks very shortly. Rune is up a break in the third set there. Yes, Matthew, I agree. 15 love, Sabot Wild. Here we go. First serve, forehand from Wild. She's been his main weapon of the day, but actually some of the backhands as well have been pretty good, and that was pretty good too. Took a slightly lower bounce than maybe you might have expected. It's 30 love to Sabot Wild. 30 love. 2 points away from knocking out the Rome champion, the world number 2, the US Open 2021 champion. Gets his first serve in, really important. Medvedev in a lot of trouble in this point. Goes for the drop shot. Doesn't succeed. Medvedev on the volley. Oh, Medi boy. 30-15. But Sabot Wild went a bit cautious with that shot. There was not quite an open court, so he needed to take a little bit more risk with that one, but in the end, he gave Medi a chance, and Daniil Medvedev took it. 30-15. Wild just composing himself. I've had half a beer and I can barely pronounce the names. Goes down the tee, forehand return, forehand Wild. Pretty big with the forehand. Medvedev in the defensive shot. Drop shot from Wild. takes a funny bounce. Medvedev goes chasing back. He's saying it went out. Medvedev is saying it went out, and I think the umpire is too. 30 all. That must have been close. In fact, Medvedev even suggested it was close. I thought it might land in. It didn't. 30 all. That means next point is either break point or match point. Break point or match point. What is it going to be? Medvedev certainly making his opponent work for this. 30 all. Medvedev on the return. Pretty trouble here, Medvedev. Medvedev on the defensive. Forehand goes big, of course, from Wild. Probably thought about the drop shot. Wild has got the forehand winner. 40-30 to the Brazilian. Match point. Sabot Wild. Daniil Medvedev is facing match point. I cannot remember the last Grand Slam winner or person who went on to win a Grand Slam who faced a match point in the first round. Certainly not on the men's side. For some reason, I've got some thoughts of maybe... I remember Osaka facing match points, but that wasn't in the first round a few years back on the women's side. Okay, first serve is in. Backhand return from Medvedev. Forehand from Wild is pretty good. Backhand from Medvedev. How close was that to going over the net? Just scratching the net almost. Backhand from Medvedev. Not good enough from Medvedev, giving Wild a chance to get in charge of the rally. Wild goes big on the forehand. He's done it. He's done it, ladies and gentlemen. Wild almost cannot believe it. Well, believe it, my friend. Your forehand today was the forehand winner. It was the forehand that put Medvedev in trouble. And it was the forehand that won this tennis match. Wild is through. And I'm telling you now, as Damien touched on earlier, the sky is the limit for him in this tournament. Maybe not the sky. Let's calm down. He's only just into the second round. But there's a path. There is a path for the winner of this match, let's say, that you could see to the fourth round or even the quarterfinals. Jannik Sinner is in the same sort of quarter, if you like. But would I be surprised to see a Wild Sinner quarterfinal on that showing? Absolutely not. By the way, for those of you that have joined to catch up with Rune against Eubanks, they are back on serve in the third set. I will be switching over to their match very, very shortly. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Oh, dear. That has taken some energy out of me. Let's take a short break before we switch to Holger Rune against Christopher Eubanks. We all need to take a breath and a breather and a few seconds. I'm going to remind you of our show coming up tonight, as it is in Europe, this afternoon, as it is in most parts of the US, and will be on every afternoon in the US and every night in Europe. Here it is.
Coming to you every evening, night, day, depending on where you are in the world, will be The Last Ball Drops. This will be a show on talking tennis as soon as that ball drops on the last match of the day, morning, afternoon, evening, or night at Roland Garros, probably on Philippe Chatrier. We will go live with a review of the day's play. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell. That way, as soon as we go live, you'll get the notification, you can come and join us, and you'll get to hear the thoughts of people such as Mario, Damien, Jack, Nick, many more, maybe even me from time to time. You know the drill. Make sure you subscribe. See you soon. Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered, whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Okay. I heard some parts of the interview that Wild was giving afterwards. I can see his coaching team smiling. And Wild just talking about some of the angles that he was able to produce. I'm going to switch over now to Eubanks against Rune, which seems to be a lot closer than I'm sure many people, including me, imagined it would be. Rune won the first set, as you may well have expected. However, Eubanks fought back, winning the second, albeit he had some difficulty serving that one out. Then Rune was up a break on Eubanks, let that slip, and now he's just gained another break. So he's 4-2 up in this third set. Time to breathe. Just got to flick over between my channels. While we have this very brief break, I will play you this clip from Coco Gauff. You've been to the French Open final. Your breakthrough, at least standout result at the beginning of your career was on grass against Venus. You've been very solid on the hard courts. Is there a slam in particular that you go, I think that's, if I'm going to get one, the first one might come here, there, or where?
Well, I don't know. I mean, everyone, I'm like, I think this is the first one. So I don't know. I mean, obviously now going to the French, I do have a lot of confidence on this surface. But I'm not really thinking about that. I feel like, in the past I was, and it gave me some like defeats that I feel like I shouldn't have lost, maybe more so my head. So going in now, I mean, I feel like, everyone could be the one, but I think I have to just take it a match at a time and just feel it out and enjoy it. I think when you focus too much on the destination, you don't enjoy the journey there. So now I want to focus more on the journey, and if the destination gets there, that's great.
Talking of destinations, what is Holger Rune's destination today? Well, he won the first set 6-4. Second set, he lost 6-3. He was up an early break on Eubanks in the third, ceded that advantage. However, he's regained that advantage. He's now a break up in the third set. However, he's under pressure on his serve at love 30. Gesticulating towards his team. What am I supposed to do, seemingly? Let me know your thoughts on this Holger Rune match. Let me know your thoughts on the tournament as a whole. Who's going to win? Goes long there, so it's 15-30 on the Rune serve. Let's have a quick look around the grounds. Skatov and Dimitrov are about to get underway on court 13. Rune Eubanks, which is what we're here to commentate on. Rune is a breakup in the third set, as I see Patrick Mouratoglou giving his man some support. Let's just see how this point bears out. Wow, very long on that serve there, Holger Rune. Sarundalo and Muna are 5-all in the third set, 1 set all. Where's Rune going here? There's a ball toss issue there, which could well explain why that previous serve was so wild. Is that a double fault? Yes, it is. The ball toss seemed all wrong from Holger Rune. The ball toss was all wrong there. 5 double faults so far today. Okay. Elsewhere, Gasquet and Rinderknecht are underway. The all-French affair with Rinderknecht already a breakup on his French opponent. Mo and Fritz are on serve at the beginning of their match. 2-1 Fritz leads. Pella won the first set, or Peja perhaps I should say, or even Peja in an Argentinian Spanish accent. Peja anyway, either way, won that first set over Quinton Hallis. And Rune has been broken again, 4-3 now. Rusevori, Barrère are 5-all and 1 set all. Sabot Wild in the most sensational result of the day, arguably the tournament so far, overcoming Daniel Medvedev in 5 sets. Other singles action that has occurred today, Bublik lost in 5 sets to Zepieri. Also, we had Vavasori winning in 5 incredible sets over Kecmanovic, and Zverev winning in straight sets over Lloyd Harris. We will take a very short break, and then I'll be back to give you some of the highlights of the women's side from today.
Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe, and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks, including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material, such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered, whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon, or Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Eubanks is 30-love up. I did not see this match being anywhere near as competitive as it has been. Let me know your thoughts on the live chat, but also make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So Eubanks is up 30-love, goes down the tee with that first serve. He's seeking a 40-love lead. Holger Rune is not in a good shape today. He looks a pretty grumpy individual. It's now 40-love for Eubanks as he looks to try and square this up and make it 4 games all. Before we went for that break, I did suggest that I would be taking you around the grounds, not just on the men's side, but also the women's side. Ons Jabeur in one of the early matches today, very impressive in her straight sets win. To be fair, that's a great return from Holger Rune, albeit it was a fault, so it's irrelevant. Yes, so Ons Jabeur, very impressive straight sets win from her earlier on today. Paulini, by the way, beat Chastea in 3 sets. Sorribos Tormo emerged the winner in her clash with Burrell. Rybakina comfortably through over the qualifier Fruhvirtova. Krejcikova, probably the biggest casualty of the day. Certainly on the women's side, of course, we had Medvedev going out on the men's. Eubanks has squared it up, by the way, for 4 games all. So, yes, Surenko there, straight sets win over Krejcikova. And let me tell you this, Barbora was a double break up in that second set, but she ceded that advantage, and she is out. The 2021, of course, French Open winner. Graba managed to overcome Rus in straight sets today. Goff winning in 3 sets over Masarova. Noskova overcame Kovanic, but Kovanic retired hurt. Dodin won in 3 sets, having lost the first set 6-love, incredibly, to the wild card Janicevic. Elsewhere, we had Danilovic winning in straight sets over Bindel. Yes, as I said, Jabeur, by the way, I was very impressed with the number 7 seed. I had some concerns for her. I thought Bronzetti may well put me in. Oh, what a net cord to the advantage of Eubanks there. Anyway, that's getting slightly distracted. So, yeah, Bronzetti is out. Of course, she won in Rabat quite recently, so I thought that might be a difficult encounter for Jabeur. Wang is through in straight sets as well after her win over Buskova. Kalinina is out, by the way. Many people may have thought that she might go a lot further. She's out after losing to Parry. Pettersson beat Ferro. Andreeva as well. Very impressive in her win over Risk. And Voltert beating Mandlik. Let's get back to Holger Rune against Eubanks. Holger Rune has just double faulted and is at 15-30 now. So 15-30 on the Holger Rune serve. It's going to be a second serve for Eubanks. Holger Rune looks like cutting a fairly frustrated figure right now. And it is now 30 all on the Holger Rune serve. All on the Holger Rune serve. We will go for a break in about, well, depending on how long this game lasts for. We'll go for a break at the end of this game at the change of ends. A defensive backhand return there. Holger Rune's got a smash. Doesn't put it away, does he? He's got another smash to do it, though, and it does work. 40-30. Imagine if Mandlik and Fucsovics got married, huh? Yeah, I'm sure there's a play on words in there, Ghosty, somewhere, but I can't be bothered to work it out. Can you give us the Tsitsipas brothers double score again? I already know it. Just love hearing it said out loud. Okay, I will remind you. Rune, by the way, game point here. So I know the result, although I don't know the exact score, but I will read it out loud. Ghosty, you're such a loyal viewer that you deserve. So, by the way, Fritz is already up a break on Mo. And so just taking us through some of the double scores, we can see it there. And the Tsitsipas brothers lost in a deciding set tiebreaker. Holger Rune, by the way, has managed to hold serve. And we will go for a very short break. Make sure you tune in this evening to our nightly show. And here is a reminder of that.
Coming to you every evening, night, day, depending on where you are in the world, will be The Last Ball Drops. This will be a show on talking tennis as soon as that ball drops on the last match of the day, morning, afternoon, evening, or night at Roland Garros, probably on Philippe Chatrier. We will go live with a review of the day's play. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell. That way, as soon as we go live, you'll get the notification, you can come and join us, and you'll get to hear the thoughts of people such as Mario, Damien, Jack, Nick, many more, maybe even me from time to time. You know the drill. Make sure you subscribe. See you soon. Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered, whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon or Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want to miss out on all things tennis. Well, Eubanks right now is serving to stay in this set, and it is 15 all. So it is a bit of a tense moment, let's say, for the American. Although I just see what's going on here with Holger Rune's knee. It's just sort of stretching it out there. I think he's got some concerns. Let's see how he moves on the next point or two. So that's an ace. It's an ace for Eubanks. $30-15 for the American. Let's keep an eye on Holger Rune and his movement, and more specifically his knee. Just over 2 hours on the clock now. Let's see how this particular game pans out. It's a fault there. It's a double fault, meaning 30 all. So technically speaking, despite these issues that perhaps are there with Rune and his knee, he is just 2 points away from winning this very important set. $30 all. Easy smash here, though, for Eubanks. Puts it away. Puts it away. 40-30. Game point for the American. $40-30 for Christopher Eubanks. Let me know your thoughts in the live chat, particularly on the departure today of Krejcikova and Medvedev, both going out. Good return there from Medvedev. What a backhand winner, though, that is from Eubanks, as he screams something at the crowd. Five games all. This is a much trickier affair than I think many of us anticipate. What an incredible one-handed backhand. Very low clearance over the net. Gets the applause of Holger Rune. We're going to have Nick join in about 15 minutes. He'll be taking over from me to see you through to the conclusion of this match. Holger Rune backhand into the net. Love 15. I think everybody's... Nice one, Ghosty. Make sure you hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are new. I think Holger Rune has gone long on that first serve. He has. Any thoughts on the bright shoes of Mr. Eubanks today? Is that a double fault? I think it is from Holger Rune. It's a different Holger Rune in Grand Slam mode compared to some of the tournaments we've seen in Rome and Monte Carlo and, of course, Paris-Bercy last year. But this is a very, very different level now we're at here at the 5 sets, of course, at the Grand Slam events. We often hear from the big three, although he's got a nice first serve in there, so it's 15-30. We often hear from the big three, but more recently, Novak and Rafa, of course, they talk about going into Grand Slam mode. First serve goes into the net from Holger Rune. 15-30. Oh, nice kick serve there to the delight of the Dane, meaning 30-all. That was a very sticky situation at love 30. Stickier than when the sticking stick got stuck on a sticky bun. Do you like that one? Stickier than sticky. Yes, anyway, I won't be trying that one again. I'm already 2/3 of the way through this first beer. It'll be too risky to continue. Clips the net and goes long. So it's a second serve here at 30-all. My goodness me, if Holger Rune went out in this first round as well, that would be a hell of a... Oh, Eubanks comes into the net. And he's won the point. Took advantage of that situation. 30-40. Some might have thought he took a risk by coming into the net, but in the end, it ended up winning the point. The backhand passing shot wasn't good enough from Holger. Holger Rune. I wonder what his mother is thinking about this. She's in charge of his social media. I don't think there'll be much coming out the social media if he goes out tonight. She won't be liking my... She liked a post of mine on... Or she liked it and he liked it too. A post of mine on Instagram recently. But I don't think they'll be liking many of my posts. Oh, deuce. Deuce there. That was a chance on the second serve. Eubanks a bit cautious, deciding to sort of pat that back with a slice. He could have gone big on the return. Too cautious. Deuce. Talking to his team there, saying I should have got it over the net. So Rune saves the break point. But I'm telling you now, this level from the Dane is not going to see him go far in this tournament, whether he wins today or not. It's almost an identical serve and return, i.e. the return on the slice went downward and into the net from Eubanks, meaning it's game point for Holger Rune. Yes, 8 double faults ghosty today for Holger. Mind you, how many was there from Medvedev? About 15, I think, in all, albeit that was a 5-set match, of course. Rune now. Ooh, did he put it away? Yes, he did. That must have been close. Time for a very brief break. Just to remind you to tune in tonight, as it is here in Central Europe, around about lunchtime in California and mid-afternoon in New York. For those of you tuning in from those parts of the world, and if it's elsewhere, then it'll be other times, and I can't be bothered to work out what time it will be where you are in the world. But basically in Central Europe, or wherever you are, it's as soon as the last ball drops. Here is a reminder to tune in.
Coming to you every evening, night, day, depending on where you are in the world, will be The Last Ball Drops. This will be a show on talking tennis as soon as that ball drops on the last match of the day, morning, afternoon, evening, or night at Roland Garros, probably on Philippe Chatrier. We will go live with a review of the day's play. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell. That way, as soon as we go live, you'll get the notification, you can come and join us, and you'll get to hear the thoughts of people such as Mario, Damien, Jack, Nick, many more, maybe even me from time to time. You know the drill. Make sure you subscribe. See you soon.
You've been to the French Open final. Your breakthrough, at least standout result at the beginning of your career, was on grass against Venus. You've been very solid on the hard courts. Is there a slam in particular that you go, I think that's, if I'm going to get one, the first one might come here, there, or where.
Well, I don't know. I mean, everyone, I'm like, I think this is the first one. So I don't know. I mean, obviously now going to the French, I do have a lot of confidence on the surface. But I'm not really thinking about that. I feel like, in the past I was, and it gave me some like defeats that I feel like I shouldn't have lost, maybe more so my head. So going in now, I mean, I feel like, everyone could be the one, but I think I have to just take it a match at a time and just feel it out and enjoy it. I think when you focus too much on the destination, you don't enjoy the journey there. So now I want to focus more on the journey, and if the destination gets there, that's great.
Hello, everyone. I'm back. So here we are, Holger Rune against Christopher Eubanks. We're at a very important moment, of course, in the match. It is 30-love on the Eubanks serve, and he's gone for an ace. What is going on there with Holger Rune there? That didn't look like a comfortable movement. I'm a bit concerned about the knee. Look at how he just didn't even try and make a big effort. That wasn't the best serve in the world from Eubanks, but it brought up the ace. I wonder if that knee is okay. Let's see. 3 game points, and he's going to force the tiebreak. Goes wide on the first serve. 2 hours, 10 minutes on the clock. Second serve for Holger Rune. Keep an eye on that movement, and more specifically, the knee. Comes in, goes big on the return. Looked fine there. Looked fine there. It might be one of those situations, as we would say in football terms, you can just sort of run it off. Might not be anything serious. I mean, that was a fairly comfortable return for Rune, one that he took very early, as is his wont. Okay, 2 game points to force the tiebreak. First serve goes long, so it's a second serve for the Dane to look at. Got plenty of you on board. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you are new, we are coming to the very important moments in this match because we are now into a tiebreak. I think, if I've got this right. Yes, we are, because it was an unreturnable from the American. 6 games all. Tiebreak time. Holger Rune. I don't know what he's getting there from the magic bag. Be interesting to see what happens at the end of this set if he needs to have a medical timeout of some description. Anyway, more specifically, in the present, tiebreak time. Let me know your thoughts in the live chat, actually. Let's have a quick look at the live chat. I've been neglecting it for the last few minutes. Ghosties are pretty lively. Yeah, 15 double faults it was from Medvedev earlier. Is Clay more clone to privilege serve bots? I don't know. Is Eubanks a serve bot? I'm not quite sure I would put him in that category. Wilt as well, big serve, but he's got so much more to his game. Vavasori, I actually didn't see his match early, but I know you did, Ghosty. But again, Vavasori's got a lot more to his game. It's not quite like Isner, really, when it is just sort of serve after serve after serve. Rune clips the net, but it's going to be a first serve because it clips the net and lands in. Boy, oh boy, if we were to lose Rune and Medvedev from this half of the draw, that would certainly open things up for somebody like a Jannik Sinner potentially to reach his first Grand Slam final. And again, a carbon copy return from Eubanks going into the net. Rune 1-love. I did not see this being anything other than a comfortable win for the Dane, to be honest. Anyway, it may yet be. It may yet be. 1-love for the Dane. Here we go. Eubanks clips the net and goes wide. So it's going to be a second serve for Holger to look at. Ooh, that had a nasty kick on it. It might have been wide. It's a double fault. It's a double fault, I think. At least that's what it's been called. Rune's quite happy with it. The umpire's going to have a quick look and confirm that it did land out. Must have been close. But as we all know, it's out. was going to use a tennis phrase there, but it just didn't work. So, as we all know, doesn't make any sense. But I'll use it again some other time. Don't you worry about that. A forehand defensive return from Holger, and the forehand from Eubanks goes long, and it's 3-love. It's a pretty commanding lead for Rune at this point in this tiebreak. It's got a double mini break advantage, and he's 4 points away from winning this third set. It'll be a long way back for Eubanks, should that be the case. Nick will be with us shortly. I can see plenty of you on board, so make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you're new, Holger Rune goes into the net on the first serve. Second serve. Ooh, double fault from Holger. It's a very messy match. It's a very messy match. Double faults, unforced errors, untidy returns. It's not the highest of calibers. Very different to the Medvedev match. I know Medvedev went out earlier today, but that was the level in that match from both players. And of course, Wild in particular was just off the charts at times. That time, Eubanks goes long on the return. It's 4-1. For those of you watching a tennis match for the first time, honestly, it can be better than this. If you watch the Wild Medvedev match and it was the first tennis match you've ever seen in your life, great. If you're watching Rune Eubanks and it's the first tennis match in your life, I'm sorry. There have been better tennis matches in history, I will tell you that. But at least there's a packed crowd. Rune Eubanks, okay, down the tee from Eubanks. Pretty easy forehand. Doesn't put it away. That's a nice passing shot from Holger, though. Now that's top draw, to the delight of the cherry-faced Danes in the crowd. 5-1. Their man leads in this tiebreak. 2 points away from winning this third set. Talking of two, we should be just a couple of minutes away now from Nick joining us, who will see this match through to its conclusion, or at least a large part of it. Indeed, winning ugly, in football terms, by the way, winning ugly is like a sign of a good team. I guess in tennis sometimes too. Forehand return goes wide from Holger. He went big on that return. Too big as it turned out. Nevertheless, he still has a very comfortable lead. 5-2 he leads. He has 2 serves to see out this set and take a very, very commanding lead. Don't forget to hit that like button, people, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Holger Rune serving. Where are you going to go with this one? You're going to go into the body, but actually you're going to go long. Oh, hello, Chris Meir. I think this is the first time I've ever seen you in the chat. Backhand return. Forehand, Holger Rune is a winner. 6-2, meaning 4 set points. Chris, make sure you hit the like button. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Of course, Chris and I know we've crossed paths many times before. Maybe you have been in the live chat here before. I'm just not sure that I've seen you appear. But we've got plenty of you on board right now. So I'm expecting plenty of likes and subscriptions. Okay, Holger Rune, first serve is into the net. Nevertheless, he's got 4 set points right now. And that knee issue seems to have cleared up as well, which is pretty important. Backhand return. Holger Rune, a winner. Down the line, 7 points to 2. He has sealed the set. He has a 2-1 advantage. And I will be back with you very, very shortly after this very quick reminder. You know the drill. Speak to you soon. Thanks for tuning into this watch along. While there's a break in play, here's a reminder to hit the like button, subscribe, and click that notification bell. Your support helps to keep the channel going. While we're here, you can now become a member to enjoy perks, including badges for the live chat, but also bonus material, such as interviews with top players from both ATP and WTA tours. The membership link is pinned in the live chat. You can also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So whether it be serves or volleys, forehands or backhands, serve bots or drop shots, we've got you covered, whether that be via our website, talking-tennis.com, where you can read features and interviews from our top writers. Or if you prefer us in audio form, you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple, Amazon, or Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from. Remember, we offer you wall-to-wall coverage via our regular watch-alongs, magazine shows such as Nick's WTA Weekly or Damien and Mario's ATP version. Plus, we deliver top content from people on the ground, actually at the tournaments, so you get even nearer to the action. So, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Coming to you every evening, night, day, depending on where you are in the world, will be The Last Ball Drops. This will be a show on talking tennis as soon as that ball drops on the last match of the day, morning, afternoon, evening, or night at Roland Garros, probably on Philippe Chatrier. We will go live with a review of the day's play. Make sure you hit the like button, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell. That way, as soon as we go live, you'll get the notification, you can come and join us, and you'll get to hear the thoughts of people such as Mario, Damien, Jack, Nick, many more, maybe even me from time to time. You know the drill. Make sure you subscribe. See you soon.
I can see you, Nick, in the background. Give me the thumbs up if you're ready to join. Cool, cool, cool. Well, Nick, I'll stay on for just a couple of minutes because I do want to ask you some thoughts. I don't know how much tennis you've seen today, but at least you can share my thoughts or share your thoughts regarding results. Give me some thoughts on Ons Jabeur. Comfortable, much more comfortable than I expected. And by the way, I did watch her match and she played really, really well. I can see you smiling. I think I have an idea why.
Yeah.
And then the other one on the women's side that stood out for me is Krejcikova going out. So those two, first of all.
Yeah. So, to be honest, I have been working until literally just now. So it's been a case of switching off my work laptop and turning on this laptop. With the Jabeur match, so I could have the tennis on in the background, sound off, but I couldn't necessarily watch it in detail. From what I could tell from Jabeur, it was a very, very strong performance. It was kind of typical for what you would expect from Jabeur. Put in a real top four performance of getting the job done and being clearly the better player, despite challenges that Bronzetti was throwing at her. So yeah, I agree. Very, very positive result for Ons Jabeur. And I think maybe a potential quarterfinal with Elena Rybakina might not be that crazy.
Right now, I agree. On that performance, honestly, I watched it and I was like, wow. She pulled out all the stops, the drop shots at the right moment. There was only just a little wobble when she had a double break and she seeded one of those breaks. But yeah, excellent. And then Krejcikova.
Krejcikova, yes. So I didn't see it.
Me neither.
I basically, I think most people, from what I can tell from Twitter as well, because I did put out a tweet saying, did anyone actually see this match? And I didn't really get very many helpful responses, to be honest, because everyone, the two responses I got was basically Krejcikova played poorly, and I don't find tennis as simple as that. Maybe it was, but certainly no one that sort of from the popcorn talking tennis community seemed to have seen it, because they were all distracted by Philippe Chatrier and Medvedev Seyboth Wild. And maybe those that weren't were also watching Rybakina Brenda Kvitova, just for the novelty of having another young player in the mix and seeing how well she could hold up against the world number 4. Nearly said 3, but that's on live ranking. So basically no idea what happened, why Krejcikova struggled so much. But this has really, really opened up things for Iga Swiatek.
The broader picture, though, with Krejcikova is like it's been a pretty disappointing clay court season, I would suggest, after so many, by the way, she's 2 years in a row she's gone out in the first round. She's all or nothing at the French Open. She wins it 1 year and then she goes out in the first round the next 2.
Yelena Ostapenko is exactly the same.
Yeah.
Very similar record, but I find
Yeah,
Krejcikova
sure,
more of a consistent force than Ostapenko, perhaps. It's not been great. It's been a massively underwhelming season on clay for Krejcikova, and we hope that she can get back to it, because at the minute on live ranking, she's due to get back into the top 10, but this result leaves her vulnerable to being usurped by someone coming through and having a great result. Yes, Swiatek. Oh, well, that actually, I've got the Roland Garros website up. Swiatek has just broken back to make it 2-all.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, I've got it back as well on mine. I'm about 30 seconds behind or maybe 15 seconds behind the Roland Garros.
Don't say that. We need everyone to check the Talking Tennis website for live scores.
There you go. Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah, you shouldn't say that. Yeah. Okay, let's say we're 15 seconds behind, but we're 15 times more accurate. Oh, I'm not sure that's true. Okay, Dimitrov has won his first set 6-love, so not a lot to report from there, just on the men's side. But really, it's all about, let me think about it. Is there another match to talk about other than Medvedev today on the men's side? Off the top of my head, no. Honestly, easy wins for Zverev and Casper Ruud.
No.
Bublik 5 sets lost, and also there was a sensational match involving Kecmanovic.
Yes, that one.
On the wrong end of a 5-set defeat. Kecmanovic, by the way, was 2 sets to love up and was also serving for it. So it's almost, I actually made the comparison earlier, Nick, that, you can imagine more command. You can be 2 sets to love and a double break up if you like. But, when you're 2 sets to love up and then you don't win.
Not only that, I believe he had 5 match points.
Oh, did he have 5? Oh, wow.
He definitely had match points. I'm sure I've seen the figure 5 around. It may be wrong, but he definitely had match point as well.
Rune, by the way, has just got a break of serve. Feel free, by the way, to switch between Rune and Swiatek, especially if things get quite dramatic for the world number 1 on the women's side. But if you could just cover those 2 matches for half an hour, that would be amazing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, I can only watch
I'll be behind the scenes putting a couple of strings for you, so don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry. I will concentrate on Rune versus Eubanks because that's what we've got on the stream. That's what people are here to find out about. Sure. If anyone, I will keep half an eye on the Swiatek score and I will let people know what's happening. But yeah, absolutely. So you've got me for until about 20, 30 minutes.
That would be amazing. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. I'll always, if you say, John, I'm burning my toast, I'll be here for you. Don't worry.
Again.
It
wasn't toast last time, but
I just guessed it was toast. I don't know. I know. But I edited that out. But of course, this is live, Nick. So if you do burn the toast,
it is all right. I'm not trying to cook and record. We're all good. So I'm not professional, but I do have a very strict cutoff time for when I have to go.
Sounds good. So say 25 minutes. So 5 past 6. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's cool.
All right. Speak to you soon.
Speak to you soon, John.
Bye.
Well, hello, you wonderful people. I wasn't expecting to see you today, but it's an absolute pleasure as always. Right. So. I don't think we were expecting Holger Rune to be having this much of a challenge against Christopher Eubanks. Nothing against Eubanks. He's a very talented player, but he does have some limitations to his game. And Rune on clay right now is quite the force. I mean, let's face it, he's lost to when he's been on form, like at Monte Carlo and Rome, which is probably the closest, most relevant Masters tournaments to Roland Garros. He ends up losing in the finals to both Rublev and Medvedev. So provided he doesn't play a Russian, he's looking pretty good. I'm expecting Rune to come through. And now Medvedev is out. I reckon Holger Rune is the favorite to make the Roland Garros final. From that half of the draw, Jannik Sinner may be in the mix there as well. But at the minute, I'd say it's between Rune, Sinner, Ruud if he finds his form, but I expecting an early shock exit from him at some point. But yeah, so at the minute, Rune break up in the 4th. If he can hold on to this break, then he will win the match. On Philippe Chatrier. Iga Swiatek is having a little bit of a battle. She's 23 minutes in, and it's 2-all, and it's deuce on her serve. She's already broken Buxa back. They had, obviously, that match at the Australian Open, and Swiatek absolutely crushed her. And then I think they played again in Stuttgart, and that was a pretty one-sided match as well. So I can't... I can't comment exactly on what's going on there, but yeah, maybe Buxa is a little bit more comfortable on this slower conditions. Maybe Swiatek's not fully warmed up yet, or maybe she's seen that Krajcikova's gone out and gone, oh, I can, like, this has made my life easier, and thought a little bit too far ahead. It's a distinct possibility, any of those things. Few things coming up in the chat. We've got, real quick question for me. BB versus Vika. I've got BB, Bianca Andreescu, winning that, provided Bianca Andreescu is on any kind of decent, finds some decent level. I think Andreescu is much more comfortable on clay than Azarenka. And to be honest, I think in 2021, had she not lost to Zidane second round one, I think you could have seen Andreescu in the semi-finals, if not the final of the tournament that year. So I would say, yeah, Andreescu does depend on which Andreescu shows up. Yeah, I would imagine Yannick Sinner is probably pretty happy, although having said that, obviously he's still yet to play. Shouldn't get ahead of himself. Let's see. Djokovic and Vucevic on the night match. Wonder when we'll see the first female match. Me too. We really need to have one. It's ridiculous really at the minute. Especially since they're only putting one match on at a time, but it's an old, I don't really want to go over it because it's an old problem and it's a mess. So yeah. That's what I would say to that. But yeah, Djokovic versus Vucevic should be an interesting one because Vucevic has been known to cause Djokovic some irritation at points. By the way, it's Love 30 on the Eubanks serve. He's trying his best to kind of challenge Rune as much as he can, but Rune's picking up whatever he can, whatever Eubanks is throwing at him. Can't quite handle that though, and puts that backhand long, and it's 15-30. So Rune tried to give himself a double break lead. Completely disagree. I have time for a WTA match at night. I think there's some brilliant matches that could get put on at night. I think Azarenka versus Andreescu would be a deserving night match. Hey, look, they're both US Open champions. I think if you had got some cracking lineups. I'm very excited for what Kasatkina versus Vondrousova can produce tomorrow. Yeah, they've got some good options on that side of the draw. Unreturnable serve from Eubanks to get to 30 all. On the Swiatek match, Buxa has broken again and is now 3-2 up. Yeah, Swiatek's not having it on her own way at the minute. So I'll probably put that on when I've done my stint on comms. All right. 30 all, 2 love to Rune. 2 points away from maybe a double break lead. Second serve from Eubanks. Rune goes for the kind of mid-court return. Big forehand from Eubanks, and Rune can't do anything about it. 40-30. So Eubanks acquitting himself well. I mean, let's face it, it's a 2.5-hour match. 2.5-hour match so far. 3 sets played. It's definitely been more competitive than I was expecting. Big serve from Eubanks. Ace. They're changing ends. 2-1. Yeah, I think they could probably put Garcia on. I think that would be a reasonable thing to do. But like, yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, I don't think there's any matches on the ATP side that's much more interesting than the women's side. Yes, we've had some great 5-setters, but on paper you wouldn't have called it. I've basically spent the entire last 3 days mainly watching WTA tennis, to be honest. Yeah, Eubanks is a nice guy. I like what I've seen of him. I haven't heard his commentary. I don't think it's been available in the UK. I find it a little odd that an active player is doing commentary work. But, you know, what pays the bills, I guess. And I would imagine because he's kind of active as a player, he's got a lot better insight into the modern game. Compared to any other commentator. I would say the same thing about Laura Robson, who retired only very recently, to be honest. So she knows what it takes for what the modern game is like and can give some very valuable insights into it, where maybe compared to some people who've been retired for 10 years. Definitely, if anyone's been retired for over 20 years, I start to question the relevance of their knowledge, to be honest. I mean, you hear that all the time, people complaining about John McEnroe and some of the stuff he comes out with, or even oh gosh, he was like even Mats Verlander, like he's got a bit of a reputation of not being particularly relevant in some of the things he comes out with. So yeah, probably best to have as recent a group of people as possible, and what's more recent than a guy who's still on tour and on court right now. Although I wouldn't try and get his live commentary on what's going on; it might not be broadcastable. We'll see. He's love 15 up in this game. I would say it's not a question. Yeah, you're right in terms of like consumer sense. If you're just going by pure consumerism, that you sell people what they think they want, then yeah, you'd put an ATP match on every night. But I would argue if you know the product is better, you put it out. And I guarantee to you, if people tune in and see it's a good women's match, they'll keep watching. But hey, I don't work in I don't work in marketing, probably for a good reason. Not massively creative. Loving the Queen lyrics in the chat, by the way. All right, what have we got? So it's 15-all on the Rune serve. Eubanks is maybe trying to get this break back, and slice drop shot from Eubanks to bring Rune in. Eubanks with the single-handed backhand, trying to go on the attack. Rune on the defense. Oh, he tries to do a counter drop shot and doesn't put it into the net. 30-15. Rune is up in this game, trying to maintain this break advantage. On Philippe Chatrier, Swiatek has broken back for 3-all, and has a point for a 4-3 lead. 40 love. Definitely seems to be a bit of a rocky start for Swiatek, who is coming back from a little bit of an injury, although I will admit that I'm also the first to say I think that injury wasn't as bad as we kind of worried about. So we'll have to see how it goes. 40-15 on the Rune Eubanks game. Yeah. Holger Rune. I reckon we're looking at this year's Roland Garros finalist right now from this half of the draw. So it's between him and Sinner for me. It's between him and Sinner. For as favourite for the final. Maybe Rude, but as I said, I'm not confident in Rude's form. Rune have missed it, but yeah, he's been playing so well at the minute, and I would be excited for Rune to play either Alcaraz or Djokovic in the final. Gee, Ghost, yeah, that's a good, it's an interesting point. I would love to ask you, Ghost, and anyone else in the chat this question, because it's me, and whenever I come on, I always bring the conversation back to women's tennis. Ghost, I know you like yourself a big personality in the sport. Obviously, I know you're a Rune fan, and others who kind of have this sort of big, maybe sort of brash nature. Who from the past, in terms of the women's game, would you say is was a compelling personality? Penko Sabalenka. Okay, so we've got some modern personalities, but yeah, who from the past you say like this should be someone? Because I would imagine you probably enjoy the kind of brand of tennis that McEnroe brought for the men's game. Yeah, Sabalenka's fun. I like Sabalenka. Penko's kind of a bit full of herself, but doesn't care. And so she brings a little bit of difference to the tour. So yeah, just sort of, I'd like to gauge sort of, are there any big personalities from the women's game in the past? Because we don't really talk about that in the same way, I don't think, compared to the men's game, when names like McEnroe are mentioned, Kyrgios now. That was a golden era for women's tennis. Great. About 10 women who legitimately could have won a slam at one time, 10 or 12. Shame I just sort of missed it in terms of really following tennis. But yeah, at that time, women's tennis was definitely the superior product to the men's game, before we had the big four coming through. Yeah, so maybe we'll get some big personalities back. It looks like we're getting some real big names coming up. We've got Swiatek right now. Naomi Osaka, when she comes back, will bring some spice. Arina Sabalenka and Elena Rybakina aren't going away anytime soon. We've also got the new gen of coming through. Mira Andreeva, I think, is going to be something special. Let's see what Coco Gauff, whether she can improve that forehand. Oh, lovely counter drop shot from Holger Rune to win that point. Love 15. Yeah, there's probably going to be some fun names coming through over the next few years to make women's tennis a real, really marketable, big rivalry. Lots of big rivalries and lots of really top quality players. Okay. Yeah, Clijsters. Clijsters definitely was. My mum and dad were fans of Clijsters when she was playing. I caught the back end of her career. I didn't see an huge amount of personality, but it was really great to root for her and what she was achieving as a mum. Hingis, never actually got to really. I've never watched a Hingis match, but I know that she was a bit like Ostapenko and that she wasn't afraid to say that she was better than everyone else. Linar, Linar, great player. Enjoyed watching her. Also, Emma Raducanu's favourite player growing up. Development on court. Simone Mathieu as Holger Rune has love 40 on the Eubanks serve, and this is an opportunity for a double break for the Dane, the number 6 seed. Back up to play forehand. Eubanks forehand down. Oh, and Eubanks goes long on trying to volley it, just puts it way over the baseline. 4-1, Rune double break. He is in control of this match. 2 games away from sealing it. 2 games away from sealing it. It's 4-all on Philippe Chatrier between Swiatek and Buxa. If we go around the grounds, Richard Gasquet has literally just leveled up his match against Artur Rinderknecht. It's 1-all. Taylor Fritz is motoring against Michael Moe at the minute. 2 sets love up in 1 hour and 5 minutes. Very much in control is the American number 1. Quentin Hedis and Guido Paya are a 1-all. We are into a 5th set between Emilia Russeveri and Gregoire Barrère, although Russeveri is an early break up. Yannick Hanfman is a break up in the first set against Tiago Montero, and Grigor Dimitrov is a set a break up against Timothy Skatov. If you are a doubles fan and want to know what's going on there, we've got it's coming into a deciding set between Glasspool and Heriavara and Erler and Miedler from Austria. Erler and Miedler actually break up in the deciders. So if they knock out the number 5 seeds, that will be a shock. Kulhov and Skupski are in us to a 2nd set tiebreak against Escobar and Golubev. If they win this tiebreak, they win the match because they're a set up. And you've got Granollers and Zeballos a break up against Rieksport and Stevens, with the number 14 seeds Gonzalez and Montelli trying to hold off the all-French pair of Chardy and Martin. So yeah, you're up to date. Swiatek 30 love up on Philippe Chatrier at 4-all. But so, showing age there a little bit, Michael. Yeah, I need to watch a full match with some of these players. Yeah, big tennis, and also lots of people referring to Althea Gibson. Yeah, again, don't know if there's much footage of her playing, but I know who she is, and I know she's brilliant. Really rose to the top of the game. Probably not for long enough to really make a massive impact, but in terms of breaking down barriers for African American and Black players, fantastic role model. Back onto court, and Eubanks goes long. It's 40-15 to Rune in this service game. I haven't been describing an awful lot of the point. I've just been chatting with you guys a bit. Again, mostly about women's tennis. But yeah. Oh, yeah. Ghost is mentioning Heather Watson. Yeah, Heather's great fun. Yeah, she's quite... I wouldn't know she's well known in the UK, but she's fairly popular with British tennis fans. Got a lot of attitude. Really showed a lot of heart trying to beat Serena Williams at Wimbledon. It was so close to doing it in 2015. Got Bethany Matek Sands as well in the mix. Yeah, she's a lot of fun. I think she's moving into commentary now as well, actually. Decent commentator. 40-30 in this service game. Block back return is long from Eubanks, and Rune is 1 game away from sealing this match, and he and Patrick Martoglu exchange fist pumps. So yeah, I've said who I think is the favourite to get through to the final from this half of the draw. But what do you guys think? Now Daniel Medvedev is out. Who is your favourite to get to the Roland Garros final from the second half of the draw? Is it Holger Rune? Is it Casper Ruud? Is it Yannick Sinner? Or is it someone else? Throw the names out. I've just thrown the 3 most obvious names out, but maybe there's another name in the draw that you're like, nah, he's going to come through and he's going to beat all of those 3 people that you say. I mean, if you read her press conferences, Emma Raducanu is kind of throwing herself, throwing a lot of shade at the media at the minute. She's definitely showing some spiky attitude, and her Instagram's just a lot more chill now, a lot less corporate stuff. Oh no, something's happened. Rune's gone over. He's frustrated. No, he's fine. He's fine. I thought he'd hurt himself, but he's fine. Yeah, still good for 5 more minutes. Don't worry, John. So we're all good here. Yeah, Rune just sliding on his back there. He took a bit of a tumble trying to go for a book. And for a shot. screamed a little bit. I think it was just frustration more than pain, to be honest. Yeah, 30 love to Eubanks in this game. Whilst we wait for everyone to sort themselves out, I'll just update on Chatrier. It's 5-4 Świątek on serve. Max, I agree. I hope that that Emma Raducanu is not a flash in the pan, and I don't think she will be either. I think she's too good for that. But we'll see how it goes. Rune's back up on his feet now, trying to finish this match off. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, it's a big fight. 30 love. Eubanks, second serve. I mean, yeah, I'm trying to hype this up. Obviously, it feels a little bit inevitable, but you never know. You never know. Stranger things have happened. Stranger things have happened. I mean, regardless of whether you like her tennis or not, Jessica Pegula is quite fun. She's definitely knows when to turn the filter off. And she can turn the filter off, which is great. Chris Eubanks tries to go out wide with the serve. Block back return from Rune. Eubanks goes back behind, holds to love. 5-2. They're going to change ends, and Rune will come out to serve for the match. I need to have a look and see what's happening with the draw. Because who's he going to play next? Assuming he wins one of these next few games, which I don't think is an unreasonable assumption, to be honest. Call me crazy, but I'm pretty confident. Okay. Yeah, so Holger Rune will play either Gael Monfils or Sebastian Baez, and those two are on the night match at Philippe Chatrier. So I know a lot of people are excited for that because they like to see Gael Monfils back and doing well. I'm not convinced that Monfils has a lot left. At the minute, he's still kind of coming back. I think Baez will win that match. But a Rune Baez match would be a lot of fun. I mean, judging by how that Alcaraz Baez match went in sort of last year's US Open before Baez got injured, I think if Baez brings that same energy on a clay court, that could be quite rough for Rune. So although I was kind of confidently saying that he'd probably make the final, I think Baez is going to be a significant banana skin for him if he gets. But we'll see. Unreturnable serve from Holger Rune, 15 love. Then tries to go out wide with the second serve, misses it. So he's going for the second serve now. He's trying to get the job done, really. I think it doesn't look like he wants to be out there too much longer. Oh, double fault. 15 all. 15 all. Yeah, Rune's looking a little bit irritated. I think, yeah, he just looks like he wants to be done with this now. I haven't seen too many pictures of Baez, to be honest, Jane. So we'll have to... but yeah, probably. I mean, a lot of players should have done. Yeah, Rune's kind of wincing at the minute. What's he wincing at the minute? No, he's kind of getting on with it, though. He's 30-15 up. Backhand into play from Eubanks. Rune comes in, finishes it with a backhand. 40-15, 2 match points. 2 match points. The latest one of the next gen is about to make his way through to join Alcaraz and maybe even Sinner. Forehand Rune up the line from Eubanks, but it's out. Rune looks relieved to get that job done, but he has got the job done. He wins. He wins the match. Well done, Holger Rune. He is through, and he will play either Gael Monfils or Sebastian Baez in the next round. I think we're in for a very interesting future Roland Garros for ATP, actually, because sort of the three big names that are emerging, Rune, Alcaraz, Sinner, Roland Garros and clay seems to be probably their best slam, maybe. Although, no, actually, I still think Alcaraz is better on hard courts than he is on clay. So maybe not, but he can definitely produce some real great tennis on clay. And I think Roland Garros is going to be where the biggest clashes are going to be happening on the ATP in the future. Hello, John.
So, hi. Listen, Goran Ivanisevic wore the same T-shirt all the way to his successful Wimbledon title. He didn't change it for good luck. I'm not sure if Holger Rune will be doing the same given the amount of clay on his shirt right now. And I can see his mother. Is that? Oh no, it's not his mother. It's someone who looks like his mother. The reason I got excited is because Holger Rune's mother, of course, manages social media, and she has liked a few of my posts in the not too distant past. Anyway, listen, I've gone down an alleyway, and I've got no idea where I'm going with this. Nick, what I do know is that I'm really grateful that you managed to fill in for that half an hour. And we'll be speaking to you soon. I think tomorrow night you're going to do the nightly show.
Yeah, I will be here. I'll be here for Last Ball Drops on Wednesday night.
Yes, you'll be joined by the tennis brain in a jar that is Damien. He will be with you, and you can talk all things tennis tomorrow night. So, Nick, listen, you can sail off into the central northern English sunset. I don't know. I'm trying to think. You're Stoke, more or less, aren't you?
Yeah. That's pretty accurate. Yeah.
You know what I mean. All right, Nick, thanks very much, by the way, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Not a problem. See you tomorrow. Take care.
Cheers. Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye.
And with Nick gone, I will also be saying goodbye to you all as well. This brings the fairly epic episode to an end. We're supposed to be mainly focused on Holger Rune, but the drama on other courts, of course, suggested we did have our eyes elsewhere. But I'll be speaking to you all very soon. Ghosty, Jane, Sean, Chris Meir, thank you for joining us earlier as well. Michael as well, and Sean, and many, many, many others. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new. And by the way, feel free to share this episode or any others on your social medias, etc. And we'll be speaking to you all again very, very soon. You know the drill, people. Don't forget to do the above. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.